Chapter 21-25. Kacha. A ray of light flashed in Yi Qingqing's palm, and a mass of golden clouds appeared. It was instantly thrown towards the dozens of thunder spirit fish, and transformed into a huge golden net in the void. He wanted to catch all the thunder spirit fish in one fell swoop. You guys set up defenses around the area and catch the fish that slipped through the net, Yi Qingqing said to Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang, and took the initiative to attack. Rumble. As if they felt the threat, the dozen or so fish were very alert. In an instant, lightning exploded around their bodies. Like dozens of arrows, they shot in all directions in an instant, trying to avoid the golden net. However, the golden net was a treasure in Yi Qingqing's hands. It could be as big as he wanted. In an instant, it grew to a size of 10,000 feet and caught the thunder spiritual fish. Kacha. The lightning was blazing and the void was shaking. The thunder spirit fish was shaking violently. In an instant, it emitted a golden divine light and directly broke through the golden net. It flew out of the net. Ling Xiao, that's the fish king. I'll leave it to you. Yi Qingqing shouted at Ling Xiao as he used the golden net to trap the thunder spirit fish. Don't worry. Ling Xiao smiled faintly as he charged towards the fish king. His fist imprint bloomed, and it was as majestic as a golden world. A world with a punch. Ling Xiao's fist intent was vast and contained the power to destroy the heavens and earth. It seemed to be able to destroy everything as it enveloped the fish king. The fish king seemed to have sensed a great threat as well. Blazing divine light rose from its body as bolts of lightning exploded in all directions. Kacha. The void shook violently. The lightning that exploded from the fish king was extremely terrifying. It was like billions of blades that wanted to cut Ling Xiao into pieces. Ling Xiao's fist print collided with the lightning and the deafening sound of metal clashing could be heard. However, Ling Xiao's vast fist contained a devouring power that devoured all the lightning in the sky. Ling Xiao's body spewed out endless lightning, crackling and rattling as it vibrated. Break! Ling Xiao roared as his eyes flashed with a sharp light. The golden fist landed directly on the fish king's body, causing it to explode. Rumble! Bolts of lightning were all devoured by Ling Xiao. Boundless lightning surged around Ling Xiao's body. Bolts of pure heavenly law tribulation raged in his body. They were incomparably violent, but they were all suppressed by Ling Xiao. Instead, they were used to refine his body, slowly strengthening it. Phew! These lightning spirits are indeed extraordinary. Ling Xiao's eyes lit up. The thunder spirits in the Thunder Sea were much more powerful than those thunder spirits that Ling Xiao met when he subdued the Thunder Spirit King. The thunder test of the Way of Heaven was much more powerful and pure. Ling Xiao's body, which had almost reached its limit, started to strengthen again. Ling Xiao felt refreshed all over. His primordial spirit and the laws in his body seemed to have been tempered, giving him an indescribable sense of comfort. It was like he had gone through a baptism. What a freak! The power contained in this thunder soul is incomparably violent. It must be refined with a saint pill that contains a majestic life essence. This guy is too fierce. Yi Qingqing's eyes were filled with disbelief. Even though she knew that Ling Xiao's body was extremely strong, she did not expect it to be this strong. This guy is a freak. Not to mention refining the thunder spirits, I wouldn't be surprised even if he swallowed them whole. Feng Qingyang seemed to have gotten used to it. These thunder spirit fish are not bad. They are suitable for us to refine. For each of us. Be careful when you refine them. Yi Qingqing said slowly. Her golden net had suppressed 12 thunder spirit fish. She took out 8 of them and gave them to Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang. I don't need them. I have already taken advantage of this fish king. Ling Xiao said with a faint smile. Take them. They are just some ordinary thunder spirits. There are more thunder spirits waiting for us. Yi Qingqing said with a smile and stuffed them into Ling Xiao's arms without any explanation. Master, if you don't want them, give them to me. These lightning spirits look like unparalleled delicacies with a single glance. They are great supplements. Thunder Spirit King, who was in the flipping sky seal, could not wait to speak to Ling Xiao. His eyes were full of excitement. No problem. You can have them all. But I will have to rely on you to capture the thunder spirits. Ling Xiao said with a smile and gave the 4 thunder spirit fish to Thunder Spirit King. Hee, don't worry, master. How dare a mere thunder spirit act so presumptuously in front of me? It is simply courting death. As long as it is not that rabbit just now, no matter how many thunder spirits there are, they will all die. Thunder Spirit King said with a proud smile. You are also afraid of that rabbit? What is the origin of that rabbit? Ling Xiao asked curiously. Master, I am not too sure. But I feel that if it wants to kill us, it will be as difficult as killing an ant. Thunder Spirit King said with a wry smile. That rabbit is so strong. Ling Xiao's heart trembled, and his expression became somewhat grave. But don't worry, master. There are not many rabbits in the entire Thunder Ocean. This Thunder Ocean is destined to be our food. Hee, I am here. Why don't you all kneel down and greet me? Thunder Spirit King comforted him. At the same time, his body was surrounded by blazing lightning. His eyes were like lightning as he released his strongest power. Boom! It was as if the cyclic sky seal had been revived. Divine chains of order rose into the sky and pressed down on the Thunder Calamity Sea. In an instant, huge waves shot out. The thunder spirits hidden in the Thunder Ocean were instantly alarmed. They all wanted to run away crazily. There were animal-shaped thunder spirits and plant-shaped thunder spirits. They looked different and very strange. They all felt the pressure of Thunder Spirit King and wanted to run away instinctively. Want to run away? It's better for you to obediently come into my belly. Thunder Spirit King sneered. In an instant, the flipping sky seal shone with boundless light. The divine chains of order intertwined with each other and flew across the void at an extremely fast speed. They were like ropes that bound all the thunder spirits that had rushed out from the Thunder Sea. Swallow them! Thunder Spirit King in the flipping sky seal shouted. The flipping sky seal trembled slightly and emitted blazing runes. It formed a vast whirlpool around and swallowed all the thunder spirits into the flipping sky seal. The thunder spirits' incomparably vast and pure energy flowed endlessly into Ling Xiao's body, causing his aura to rise explosively. This fellow, does he want to attract all of the lightning spirits? Yi Qingsheng and Feng Qingyang looked at each other before they laughed bitterly and said. They originally wanted to keep a low profile and catch thunder spirits to cultivate. However, after Ling Xiao's actions, they could no longer keep a low profile. Chapter 21-26 Rumble. The Thunder Spirit King controlled the flipping sky seal and moved freely in the Thunder Calamity Sea. The Extreme Emperor's aura of the flipping sky seal was activated and contained a supreme power that could suppress everything. The lightning in the Thunder Calamity Sea was dazzling as if it was boiling. Divine chains of order traversed the void and the terrifying aura made people's hearts tremble. Swoosh! 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 The powerful thunder spirits were all alarmed and rushed out from the Thunder Calamity Sea. They all felt the terrifying power of the flipping sky seal and knew it was not easy to deal with. So, they all ran away. However, how could the Thunder Spirit King allow them to run away? In the flipping sky seal, rays of blazing divine light shot out and intertwined with each other to form a huge thunder net. It covered the sky and covered the earth, and all the thunder spirits were trapped in it. The vast Extreme Emperor's aura swept out and annihilated the thunder spirits in the thunder net in an instant. It formed a blazing energy storm. The void shook violently. The peerless divine aura of the flipping sky seal shocked Ling Xiao. Crazy, this is crazy. The Thunder Spirit King, this guy, looks like he doesn't care about his life when he sees the thunder spirits. Ling Xiao said with a wry smile. Those thunder spirits had a fatal attraction to the Thunder Spirit King. It allowed the Thunder Spirit King to unleash the peerless divine aura of the flipping sky seal that could suppress everything. Those ordinary thunder spirits had no way to resist the suppression of the flipping sky seal and turned into dust. Around the flipping sky seal, there seemed to be a dazzling energy vortex that devoured all the lightning in the sky. Ling Xiao could feel that after devouring those thunder spirits, the Thunder Spirit King seemed to have taken a great tonic. His aura began to soar and he was getting better at controlling the flipping sky seal. Moreover, the Thunder Spirit King still had a conscience. He did not devour all the thunder spirits but poured all the energy into Ling Xiao's body. Ling Xiao performed the sky-shrouding secret skill. His body was surrounded by blazing lightning and his pores had lightning shooting out. His aura was majestic and mysterious as he continued to refine the majestic energy of the thunder spirits. Ling Xiao's physical body had become extremely strong after going through the primal chaos body refinement. However, after devouring the power of the Thunder Soul, his physical body had been refined to a certain extent and was slowly becoming stronger again. Breaking the limit, treading 3 realms. Ling Xiao suddenly had an epiphany, causing the terrifying saint energy around him to rise. It was as if his essence, qi, and spirit were about to merge into one at this moment. However, Ling Xiao's body, laws, and soul were all extremely powerful. They were like 3 extremely thick ropes, so it was not that easy to condense them into one. Ling Xiao's accumulation was too strong, so much so that it was much harder for him to break through the limits and advance to the 3 levels of heaven treading than ordinary people. However, Ling Xiao could already vaguely see the path ahead. It was as if he had experienced an epiphany, causing his aura to become ethereal and mysterious. It was as if he had been reborn. This is a good chance. We can take advantage of this opportunity to refine some more thunder souls. Yi Qingcheng and Feng Qingyang exchanged glances with each other. Their eyes revealed an incomparably bright expression as they similarly began to capture the fleeing lightning spirits in the surroundings. Originally, the thunder souls were hidden in the depths of the Thunder Calamity Sea. It was not that easy to capture them. However, the Thunder Spirit King controlled the flipping sky seal to wreak havoc in the Thunder Calamity Sea, attracting countless powerful thunder souls. Yi Qingcheng and Feng Qingyang's strength was only slightly weaker than Ling Xiao's. They were both Heaven's Pride experts who had reached the 3 levels of heaven treading. Each of their strength was extremely terrifying. Boom! Ling Xiao, Yi Qingcheng, and Feng Qingyang were all enveloped by lightning at this moment. The flipping sky seal floated above their heads, blooming with boundless light. Chaotic qi rose, constantly devouring those powerful thunder souls. The aura of the 3 people was getting stronger and stronger. Especially Ling Xiao's epiphany, he saw the possibility of breaking through the 3 levels of heaven treading. It would not be long before he could break through the limit and reach the 3 levels of heaven treading. Just like this, Ling Xiao and the other 2 devoured the thunder souls as they flew towards the depths of the Thunder Calamity Sea. The Thunder Spirit King seemed to be able to sense the strength of the Thunder Spirit, so he didn't go all the way. Instead, he carefully avoided a few places in the Thunder Calamity Sea. The powerful Thunder Spirit King was extremely afraid of those places. The Thunder Calamity Sea was extremely vast and majestic. Even Yi Qingcheng did not know how big it was. However, they could feel that the thunder souls they encountered in the Thunder Calamity Sea were getting stronger and stronger. In the end, even the flipping sky seal burst out with supreme divine power and it became somewhat difficult to suppress a thunder soul. That is Heaven Punishing Mountain. Yi Qingcheng suddenly exclaimed. His eyes were filled with incomparable excitement. Boom! Not far away, there was an ancient and mysterious mountain. It was surrounded by lightning and thunder, rumbling and shaking. All kinds of strange runes were shining on it, intertwining with the power of the Great Way Law. That mountain seemed to be the center of the entire Thunder Calamity Sea. It contained a mysterious fluctuation of power, causing the surrounding void to distort. A mysterious and vast aura gushed out, causing everyone to tremble. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. Heaven Punishing Mountain. The supreme sacred mountain that contains the power of the thunder principle origin and records the heaven-punishing secret skill? Ling Zhao's eyes revealed a trace of astonishment. He could feel that the Tianfa mountain in front of him looked very unusual. Its entire body was formed by the source of thunder. It was not a real mountain peak. Bolts of lightning intertwined, and mysterious runes rose. It was as if they could annihilate all life. This mountain contained a majestic mark of the Great Way. It was extremely unusual. The heaven-punishing mountain was tens of thousands of feet high. It sat on top of the Thunder Calamity Sea. There seemed to be a huge sun hanging at the top of the mountain, emitting blazing light. When Ling Xiao and the other two arrived in front of the heaven-punishing mountain, they felt a sense of insignificance. It was as if they were ants looking up at a divine dragon. The heaven-punishing mountain is an opportunity and also a challenge. You can only rely on yourself to reach the peak. There are inscriptions of the heaven-punishing secret skill on the top of the mountain. Yi Qingqing took a deep breath and said excitedly. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go up the mountain. Ling Xiao said with a faint smile. His eyes were filled with strong fighting spirit. He instantly leaped up and flew toward the top of the heaven-punishing mountain. Kacha! Ling Zhao's action seemed to have triggered some kind of vast law of heaven and earth. It instantly caused the surrounding void to tremble. Runes rose and turned into the most terrifying destructive power, suppressing Ling Xiao. Chapter 21-27. Yi Qingqing and Feng Qingyang were nowhere to be seen. Heaven Punishment Mountain contained a strange law. It was both a crisis and an opportunity. One had to reach the peak to obtain the fortune on Heaven Punishment Mountain, and this process could only be tested by one person. Therefore, although Ling Xiao, Yi Qingqing, and Feng Qingyang came to Heaven Punishment Mountain at the same time, the moment they climbed the mountain, they lost contact with each other. Perhaps, only by reaching the peak of Heaven Punishment Mountain could they meet again. Ling Xiao didn't continue to fly, but walked up the steps of Heaven Punishment Mountain. It was impossible to fly directly to Heaven Punishment Mountain, as it would trigger the order of the Great Tao on Heaven Punishment Mountain, and the endless power of destruction would descend. Even Ling Xiao couldn't withstand it. Ling Zhao's pace was extremely fast. One step was more than 100 feet, leaving behind afterimages in the void. He shuttled through the endless thunderbolts and headed towards the peak. Kacha! The surrounding thunderbolts were terrifying. At first, it was red lightning that burned like flames. Then, it became orange lightning that could penetrate the heaven and earth and break open the void. The higher he went, the more terrifying the thunderbolts were. Ling Xiao experienced the red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and purple lightning. He also stepped onto Heaven Punishment Mountain, which was 70,000 feet high. Around him was a sea of thunderbolts, densely intertwined, emitting mysterious symbols. It was as if there was nothing but thunderbolts in the sky. At 80,000 feet, the black lightning intertwined with each other. It was so thick that it was like ink that could not be dissolved. It shook the sky in all directions and contained a pure destructive power. Ling Zhao's blood and qi were boiling as he unleashed his most powerful strength. He even used the flipping sky seal, the fighting heavens skill and the sky-swallowing secret skill, and the fist of the celestial emperor to strike the 9 heavens. It was not easy for him to break through, but his body was still badly mutilated. He was almost pierced by the lightning. At 9,000 feet, the white lightning was like endless light. Endless chaos interweaved, like the first bolt of lightning that split the world apart. It contained the pure laws of the way, striking Ling Zhao's body, causing his flesh and blood to rapidly melt away. All that was left was a translucent skeleton that was suffused with the color of chaos. Ling Zhao's eye sockets were deep, as if there were only 2 black and white lights intertwining. He could see the last 1,000 feet, which was the peak of Heaven Punishment Mountain. As long as he walked through the last 1,000 feet, he could reach the peak. However, the last 1,000 feet were shrouded in chaotic thunderbolts, showing the luster of chaos. It was a kind of power that made people despair. It was as if as long as he stepped into it, he would be instantly turned to dust, never to be reincarnated. The peak of Heaven Punishment Mountain. If I can't even conquer a small mountain, how can I suppress all the worlds? Ling Zhao's eyes shone with an unparalleled sharpness as he strode forward. Boom! Boom! Heaven punishment, heaven to the peak, as heaven punishment mountain to heaven and earth. Heaven punishment, heaven punishment, heaven to heaven punishment mountain. Ling Zhao could feel that his bones, which had been tempered by the primal chaos, were about to fall apart and return to the primal chaos. His soul was on the verge of dying out. His heart force began to dry up, and the laws of the grand Tao within him were assimilated. Even the indestructible body that he relied on to dominate the world began to slowly crumble. Essence, Qi, Spirit, Heart. If all four of these collapsed, Ling Zhao would be completely obliterated by heaven and earth, leaving no trace behind. This was a great danger, a great terror. It made Ling Zhao feel like he was about to be destroyed, and he felt like he was about to die. His heart began to calm down, and his footsteps were still firm. Even if his arms were slowly disappearing, pierced by the chaotic thunderbolts, he did not stop. Chaos as the body, destiny as the Tao. Karma refines the heart, reincarnation as the spirit. In Ling Zhao's sea of consciousness, a voice like a great bell rang out, giving him a kind of enlightenment. His aura became incomparably ethereal and mysterious. Chaotic light rose from his body, and the great path in his body exuded a taste of the void of destiny. With a single thought, he seemed to be able to comprehend the karma of the heavens. His primordial spirit would reincarnate eternally. For mysterious forces intertwined. They seemed invisible and intangible, but they seemed to form a mysterious force in Ling Zhao's body. It was a mysterious flame with 10 different colors. It was as thin as a strand of hair, but it exuded an aura of eternity. After it overflowed from Ling Zhao's body, it caused the surrounding void to tremble. Even the chaotic thunderbolts seemed to be boiling. Rumble. The heavens and earth were enraged. Above Tian Fa Mountain, mysterious symbols of the great path intertwined, containing a supreme power that could destroy the heavens and earth. It was as if they were going to envelop Ling Zhao. Ling Zhao remained calm and smiled faintly. 10 colored flames spread out and enveloped him. Then, he took a step and disappeared into the chaotic lightning. Whoosh! In the next moment, Ling Zhao's body flickered with light, and he appeared above Tian Fa Mountain. He had reached the peak, and the experience in the chaotic lightning was like a dream. His body, great path, primordial spirit, and heart power were all filled to the brim. They had reached the peak state, and there was no damage at all. His white robe fluttered in the wind, and his black hair danced in the wind. A mysterious light surged around his body, making him look like an ancient great emperor that could suppress the ages and be eternal and indestructible. That wasn't a dream, nor was it an illusion. It really existed. Ling Zhao's eyes flickered as he whispered to himself. He stretched out his palm, and a 10-colored flame appeared in his palm. It looked very small, but there were layers upon layers. It was like a celestial flower of the great path, and it also seemed to contain the endless life and death of the world. It was so beautiful that one couldn't help but be immersed in it. This power can dominate chaos, destiny, karma, and reincarnation. It encompasses the heavens and earth. Let's call it the power of domination. Ling Zhao said softly. Rumble. As soon as he finished speaking, endless lightning intertwined around him, and the sky was filled with divine light. Symbols of the great path seemed to fall from the 9 heavens and kill him completely. Lightning poured down from the 9 heavens like a waterfall. It was so dense that it could suppress all living things, and it enveloped Tian Fa Mountain. It was as if Ling Zhao's words had touched some taboo, and the heavenly path was enraged and wanted to punish him. Ling Zhao held the 10-colored flame in his hand, and he was bathed in a mysterious brilliance. Endless lightning intertwined around him, but it couldn't do any harm to him. Chapter 21-28. At the peak of Tian Fa. There was a vast sea of thunder and lightning all around, and the sky was filled with destructive lightning. Vaguely, it seemed to form a mysterious eye, emitting 9-colored light. At this moment, it was staring at Ling Xiao with indifference. There was nothing on the top of Tianfa mountain. There was only the lightning that filled the sky and the eye that was emitting 9-colored light in the sky. Where is the Tianfa secret skill? Ling Xiao muttered to himself. His eyes gleamed with sharpness as he raised his head to look at the eye in the sky. He could already feel the wordless heavenly book trembling slightly, becoming more and more excited. The mysterious light flickered and shook in Ling Xiao's sea of consciousness, as if it wanted to rush out of Ling Xiao's sea of consciousness. Ling Xiao did not stop the wordless heavenly book. A mysterious light gushed out from between his eyebrows, and the wordless heavenly book flew out. Boom! The wordless heavenly book appeared in the void. In an instant, it bloomed with a blazing light. The mysterious runes intertwined with each other as if a flame was gushing out of it. Then, it actually rushed towards the eye in the 9th heaven. Kacha! The sky seemed to shatter in an instant. The wordless heavenly book emitted 9-colored divine light, and its aura was ancient and mysterious. A terrifying fluctuation similar to the Extreme Emperor's aura erupted, as if it wanted to completely blow up the eye. Boom! The eye seemed to be enraged, and hundreds of millions of lightning bolts burst out from the sky. The lightning bolts intertwined with a mysterious light, like the Great Tao. The runes rose up, and were about to compete with the wordless heavenly book. The wordless heavenly book slowly unfolded in the void, and there seemed to be a vast vortex in it, swallowing all the lightning in the sky. That eye, could it be some kind of treasure? Ling Xiao was shocked, and his eyes were full of disbelief. To be able to compete with the wordless heavenly book and not be at a disadvantage, Ling Xiao had only seen the origin demon bones so far. Now that this eye could compete with the wordless heavenly book, Ling Xiao was extremely shocked. Moreover, the eye in the void trembled slightly, as if it wanted to open, and a vast and terrifying emperor's aura escaped from it. Kacha! That eye was completely opened. A blazing light shot out from it, as if it was splitting the sky and earth. In an instant, the world was as bright as day, and the chaos in the surroundings seemed to have disappeared. No one could describe that amazing light. Even Ling Xiao felt that he was instantly blinded, and he lost all his senses. A mysterious light beam shot out from the eye, as if it was a punishment, and fell on the wordless heavenly book. The wordless heavenly book trembled violently. Page after page opened up in the void. It was as if every page contained a world. It swallowed up all the divine light of the heavenly punishment. It was as if flames of fury were gushing out from the eyes. They turned into blazing runes that were as bright as the sun as they came crashing down from the sky. The heavenly book, the heavenly book, with the heavenly book, with the heavenly book, the heavenly book. What is that? Ling Xiao's eyes suddenly flashed, and he saw a chaotic mist in the heavenly book. There seemed to be a figure sitting cross-legged in the heavenly book. Although it was very blurry, he could see that it was a young man. After the figure appeared, the power of the heavenly book became more and more terrifying. Lightning fell from the sky, containing endless destructive power, as if it could suppress the wordless heavenly book. Ling Xiao was afraid that something would happen to the wordless heavenly book, so he quickly recalled it. Wang! Although the wordless heavenly book was a little reluctant, it seemed to feel that the heavenly book was not to be trifled with. It flew back into Ling Xiao's sea of consciousness unwillingly. Ling Xiao stared at the figure in the heavenly book, and he had a feeling that the young man was about to wake up. Kacha! Lightning rose in the heavenly book, and chaos filled the air. An ancient door suddenly appeared, as if it led to a mysterious world. The figure in the heavenly book slowly walked out of the door. It was a man who looked perfect. He was wearing a chaotic battle robe and a pair of cloud-treading boots. He had a slender figure, jade-like skin, and an incomparably handsome face. His eyes seemed to have merged with the heavenly book in the heavenly book. They were mysterious, majestic, indifferent, and insufferably arrogant. He exuded an ethereal and otherworldly temperament. He bathed in the lightning in the sky, as if an emperor had descended to the mortal world. Tianzi. Ling Xiao's eyes were shocked, and he revealed a look of disbelief. The sharpness in his eyes was unparalleled, as if it could pierce the sky. He did not expect to see the Tianzi here, although this was only the Taoist body of the Tianzi. "Aunt, you recognize me?" The Tianzi looked at Ling Xiao indifferently. His eyes were calm and deep, and his expression was indifferent. It was as if he did not take Ling Xiao seriously at all. "Of course I recognize you, but I'm afraid that your Taoist body does not recognize me. Hand over the divine punishment secret skill, or don't blame me for being rude," Ling Xiao said with a cold smile. He could tell that the Son of Heaven's body was extremely powerful. It appeared in the ancient portal like some kind of guardian. Ling Xiao guessed that the Son of Heaven's body might know the whereabouts of the secret skill of heavenly punishment. "You are hostile to me. In that case, I'm afraid you have some grudges with my original body. If you want to get the divine punishment secret skill, it's very simple. You just have to defeat me. But because of your enmity, I have decided to kill you right here and now." "Aunt, how do you want to die?" the Tianzi said indifferently. "Kill me? You are as arrogant as ever. Fine, I'll kill your Taoist body today. Consider it as collecting some interest first." Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with coldness, and he was ready to attack. Although he did not know why the Tianzi Taoist body was here, it was enough to know that he could get the divine punishment secret skill by defeating the Tianzi Taoist body. Blazing lightning rose around Ling Xiao as he walked toward the Tianzi step by step. The aura in his body began to accumulate, climbing to the peak. "An ant will be an ant. I am the son of the Tianzi Taoist body. I am the only one in the world. Do you want to hit a stone with an egg? I'll fulfill your wish," the Tianzi said indifferently. His voice was like a vast thunder, as if it could pierce through everything. It was extremely terrifying. Rumble. Bolts of lightning rose around the Tianzi. They were red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, and white. The 9-colored lightning spread and finally gathered around him, forming a chaotic lightning. It made his aura more and more terrifying. At this moment, the Tianzi was like the great emperor who controlled the divine punishment. He was going to punish on behalf of the heavens. He was unstoppable. Boom. Chapter 21-29. Let's fight. Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. His body was surrounded by golden qi and blood. He held the invincible fist print and punched towards Tianzi. Although Tianzi was only a Taoist body, Ling Xiao felt that he was extremely powerful. Tianzi was surrounded by lightning and controlled the power of the origin of thunder. His aura was monstrous as if he could sweep through everything. The golden fist print was vast and mighty, containing an unparalleled fist intent. It was as if it could cross the sky. Ling Xiao was surrounded by chaotic air and the fist of the celestial emperor burst out. Ling Xiao knew that Tianzi was powerful, so he used the fist of the celestial emperor right away. You actually got some of the fist intent of the celestial emperor's fist. What a joke. Tianzi sneered. His eyes were blazing. He recognized the vast fist intent that Ling Xiao exuded. He did not dodge and punched towards Ling Xiao as well. Kacha. The lightning around Tianzi condensed together at this moment and turned into an invincible fist mark above his fist. It was like the sun and moon that broke through the chaos, exuding a brilliant heavenly aura and smashing towards Ling Xiao with an insufferably arrogant momentum. This fist was extremely terrifying. It had the mysterious scene of the universe being destroyed, the heaven and earth returning to chaos, and the reincarnation of 10,000 spirits. It was as if it was going to destroy the world. Is this the real fist of the celestial emperor? Ling Xiao was shocked. Tianzi's fist exuded an aura similar to his. Ling Xiao was almost instantly sure that it was the real fist of the celestial emperor, the invincible fist created by the celestial emperor. In the ancient times, it was a peerless fist technique that had swept through the heavens and suppressed the ages. It was also known as the number one fist technique in the heavens. The fist of the celestial emperor contained too many mysterious colors. However, until today, although many people knew about the fist of the celestial emperor, and perhaps some had obtained the cultivation method of the fist of the celestial emperor, almost no one had obtained the real fist of the celestial emperor. As the son of the celestial emperor, Tianzi was naturally the only one who had obtained the true inheritance of the fist of the celestial emperor. Even the 9 imperial gates, who claimed to be the descendant of the ancient celestial court, did not have the complete fist of the celestial emperor. As for Ling Zhao's celestial emperor's fist, it was a peerless fist intent that he had comprehended when he was refining his body with the primal chaos and seeing the mirage of heaven and earth during his tribulation. Crack! Ling Zhao and Tianzi's fists collided, causing the surrounding space to tremble. A terrifying divine light burst out and turned into 2 dazzling halos that permeated the surroundings. Bolts of lightning exploded, causing Ling Zhao and Tianzi to tremble and retreat at the same time. Refining the body with primordial chaos. You want to walk the path of becoming a saint with your physical body? Ridiculous. Tianzi's eyes flashed coldly. He was extremely sharp. When he saw how strong Ling Zhao's body was, he instantly saw through Ling Zhao's background. He knew that Ling Zhao wanted to walk the path of a saint physique. In order for one's flesh to reach the sacred realm, one must comprehend the Tao of primordial chaos. Only then would one be able to break through the limits and become a peerless saint. You talk too much. Ling Zhao said coldly. His qi and blood rose, emitting endless golden light. Light flashed under his feet, as if there were billions of worlds being created and destroyed. He quickly flew towards Tianzi. Sensing Tianzi's heavenly sovereign fist, Ling Zhao was not afraid at all. Instead, the battle intent in his heart was aroused. He pulled himself together and unleashed his unparalleled physical strength. His fists hit the flesh as he attacked Tianzi. Rumble. Ling Zhao and Tianzi's speed was extremely fast. It was like 2 dazzling balls of light colliding in the void. Every strike caused the sky to tremble, and the surrounding lightning began to roar. Ling Zhao and Tianzi were bathed in lightning. The origin of the Tao of thunder here did not seem to be able to cause any harm to them. Instead, it made their aura even sharper. Ling Zhao was like a golden divine dragon. His dragon aura was vast. His fists were unparalleled, as if they could break through the 9 heavens and step on the 9 underworlds. His aura was extremely violent. On the other hand, Tianzi was like a divine demon that could destroy the world. His every move contained the power of the Tao of heaven. His fists were grand and majestic. It was incomparably upright, but it was impossible to resist. The 2 of them fought from the top of Tian Fa mountain all the way to the sky. The speed of their attacks became faster and faster, causing the surrounding lightning to explode. What is that? On the mountainside of Tian Fa mountain, the 2 figures who were climbing to the peak raised their heads at the same time. Their eyes were filled with incomparable shock. The 2 figures were Yi Qingcheng and Feng Qingyang. After experiencing the black and white lightning, they had reached their limit. Facing the last 1,000 feet of chaotic lightning, they both stopped. They had a premonition that if they dared to step into the chaotic lightning, they would die instantly. However, the attraction of the Tian Fa secret technique made the 2 of them extremely unwilling to give up. Just when they were in a dilemma, the terrifying scene that erupted at the peak of Tian Fa attracted their attention. That is. Who is Ling Zhao fighting with? Feng Qingyang exclaimed. He could not believe his eyes. Ling Zhao had actually reached the peak of Tian Fa mountain. At this moment, the figure who was fighting with Ling Zhao was extremely powerful. In terms of aura, it was even stronger than Ling Zhao. How did they manage to break through the chaotic lightning on the peak of Tian Fa mountain? Yi Qingcheng was somewhat incredulous. No one knew better than him how terrifying the chaotic lightning on the peak of Tian Fa mountain was. It was the origin power that could directly kill a sage. However, at this moment, the battle between Ling Xiao and Tianzi had shattered the chaotic lightning all over the sky. Boom! After another fierce collision, Ling Xiao and Tianzi were both thrown back at the same time. They were still evenly matched, but Tianzi's aura had become somewhat chaotic. The coldness in his eyes became more and more intense. If my original body was here, you would already be dead. Tianzi said indifferently, with killing intent flickering in his eyes. His Heaven Emperor's fist was personally taught by the Heaven Emperor. It was extremely ferocious and overbearing. It almost had the supreme power to shatter the heavens and reopen the chaos. However, the strength of his Taoist body was not strong. When fighting with Ling Xiao, he actually felt powerless. The more Ling Xiao fought, the stronger he became. His battle intent was monstrous, as if he did not know fatigue at all. However, the strength of this Taoist body was somewhat weak. If your original body was here, I would just kill you together. Ling Xiao sneered. The aura around him boiled to the extreme. He punched out with both of his fists. Like a divine dragon emerging from the sea, two golden rays struck horizontally like lightning, directly towards Tianzi's glabella and heart. Chapter 2130. Ling Xiao's aura rose and the golden lightning in his eyes merged with the fist radiance. His fighting spirit reached its peak in an instant. Kill! Tianzi said coldly. He pulled the air and the blazing lightning condensed into a 9-colored spear in his palm. He aimed it at Ling Xiao's heart. Swoosh! 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 Tianzi was extremely fast. He pulled the 9-colored spear with both hands and shot it out. It was as if he was using his body as a bow and the lightning as an arrow. The 9-colored spear shot towards Ling Xiao continuously. The void was densely packed with spear radiance. It was blazing and overbearing. It was difficult to defend against. It was as if one could only take it head-on. Kacha! Ling Xiao's punch was extremely fast. With a single punch, he directly blew up a 9-colored divine spear, turning it into streaks of lightning. His entire being left behind a series of afterimages in the void. His speed was extremely fast, and his punches were like lightning. Crackling sounds could be heard in the void, and the spear lights that filled the sky were all shattered very quickly. Immortal! Tianzi roared. With a push of his arms, dazzling lightning flashed in the surroundings, transforming into a vast starry sky. Tianzi pushed the sun, moon, and stars as he moved forward. Chaos chi filled the air, causing his aura to become even more majestic and mysterious. The 9-colored spears that were destroyed by Ling Xiao suddenly appeared in the void again. They intertwined into a rain of swords and shot towards Ling Xiao's vital points. The 9-colored spears were filled with an immortal fluctuation. At the same time, a blazing 9-colored flame spread out and wanted to burn Ling Xiao to ashes. That kind of immortal sharpness made Ling Xiao's skin feel cold, and his entire body trembled incessantly. Open! Golden flames spurted out from Ling Xiao's body. They were filled with the Great Way and intertwined with the divine chains of order. They rose into the air and formed a 3-legged, 2-eared cauldron in the void. It was round and simple and it was buzzing. The Emperor Yen cauldron had appeared. Ling Xiao used the fighting heaven skill to create the supreme true meaning of the Emperor Yen cauldron. It covered his body and the spears in the sky all hit the Emperor Yen cauldron. Rumble. The Flame Emperor cauldron trembled violently and ripples appeared on the surrounding golden flames. The runes exploded one after another and the Flame Emperor cauldron looked like it was going to collapse at any moment. Ling Xiao clasped his palms together, and a mysterious and brilliant light burst out from his palms. The Yen Emperor cauldron suddenly expanded, and finally exploded like a small sun. With Ling Xiao as the center, a terrifying explosion radiated in all directions, obliterating all the light. The 9-colored divine spears that filled the sky were also blasted into nothingness. Chi! Amidst the resplendent light, Ling Xiao's fingers were like swords. Sword chi spread out for 30,000 miles, and cold light shot out in all directions. It was as if billions of starlight were slashing down toward the sun of heaven at the same time. At the same time, the sword light that filled the sky split apart and formed a mysterious chaotic vortex. It constantly devoured the surrounding lightning, causing the sword light to grow larger and more terrifying. When the sword energy appeared above Tianzi's head, it almost split the heaven and earth apart. It wanted to slash the myriad worlds apart. Swordsmanship. Even if it's a sword technique, you won't be able to do it. The Son of Heaven said indifferently. His eyes were extremely cold, as if he was not surprised by Ling Zhao's sudden attack. Crack! He stretched out his jade-white hand, and lightning gathered in his palm, instantly forming an ancient sword of lightning. As he slowly lifted it up, wind and thunder rumbled around him, and a vast and mysterious sword intent rose up. The Son of Heaven held the ancient lightning sword in his hand, like an ancient emperor who ruled over all living things. The peerless sword essence was grand and majestic, representing the heavenly punishment of the heavens, the eternal prosperity of humanity, the infinite light, justice, and strength. The sword slashed down toward Ling Zhao. Celestial Emperor's Sword of Human Sovereign. The mysterious and ancient syllables exploded in the void. It was like a vast heavenly power, causing the entire heaven punishment mountain to tremble violently. Rumble. The lightning that filled the sky exploded. Even the most fundamental power of the way of lightning was annihilated at this moment. Ling Zhao's peerless sword energy that could destroy the heavens and earth was extremely fragile and exploded into a rain of light. Celestial Emperor's Sword of Human Sovereign. It's actually the Celestial Emperor's Sword of Human Sovereign. Ling Zhao's heart was filled with disbelief, and his gaze became extremely solemn. The Celestial Emperor's Human Sovereign Sword was the peerless sword technique of the Celestial Emperor. It was the supreme sword principle that the Celestial Emperor cultivated before he attained the Tao. It contained the majestic fate of the human clan, and its killing power was unparalleled and terrifying. After the Celestial Emperor attained the Tao and became a saint, he abandoned the sword and used his fist to comprehend the Celestial Emperor's fist principle. He was able to suppress the heavens and lead the human clan to prosperity. However, this did not mean that the Celestial Emperor's fist was stronger than the Celestial Emperor's Human Sovereign Sword. The Celestial Emperor's Human Sovereign Sword was a peerless sword principle that represented the fate of the human clan's epic master. It was grand and majestic. In terms of killing power, it was even superior to the Celestial Emperor's fist. Ling Zhao could sense that the streak of light had completely locked onto him. He had no room to dodge at all. Whether he used a secret technique to shift or a secret technique to obscure the sky, he would not be able to dodge the strike. This sword strike contained supreme might, and it represented the punishment of the heavens. It wanted to judge all living beings and make all evil vanish like smoke in the wind. The supreme sword intent seemed to be on the verge of shattering this expanse of chaos. Battle the heavens skill, for symbols return to one, kill. Ling Zhao's eyes revealed a trace of madness. In front of the supreme sword essence, he felt like an ant, as if he would be completely annihilated at any time. However, he was unwilling to give up. His heart was filled with monstrous fighting spirit. He wanted to break all of this, even if it meant splitting the heavens and earth and shattering the chaos. Rumble. The supreme ferocious aura in Ling Zhao's heart was also stimulated. His blood chi boiled and his eyes were filled with monstrous fighting spirit. In an instant, four divine lights shot up into the sky from his body. A vast and mighty emperor's aura erupted and spread across the sky like a raging sea. A cauldron, a saber, a spear, and a sword. The cauldron was the Yen Emperor cauldron, the saber was the seven-killing saber, the spear was the army destroyer spear, and the sword was the sword of greedy wolf. The imprints of the four supreme emperor weapons were completely awakened. They were transformed by Ling Zhao using the battle the heavens skill, forming four mighty pillars of divine light. They suddenly rushed towards the heavenly emperor and human sovereign sword. Ling Zhao was completely forced into a dangerous situation. He did not hesitate to use the battle the heavens skill to summon the imprints of the four great emperor weapons. Kacha! The void collapsed with a loud bang. The lightning that filled the sky was annihilated under the collision of this extreme power. The world became a vast expanse of whiteness. Even the heavenly punishment mountain rumbled and trembled as if it would collapse at any time. Who is that? He actually forced Ling Xiao to use the battle the heavens skill. Feng Qingyang's eyes were filled with disbelief. He even felt his scalp tingling. Even across the vast lightning, he could feel his heart trembling. One could imagine how terrifying the battle was. Chaotic lightning, disperse. Let's go. Yi Qingqing's eyes flashed. He saw that the attack of Ling Xiao and Tianzi had caused the chaotic lightning that shrouded the heavens punishing mountain to disperse temporarily. Chapter 2131. At the peak of Tianfa, Yi Qingqing and Feng Qingyang finally saw the figure fighting Ling Xiao. The two of them couldn't help but tremble, their eyes filled with shock. That's Tianzi. Tianzi was famous in the chaotic ancient land. He was the most dazzling ancient heaven's pride. He was even known as the one most likely to become the chosen one. Yi Qingqing and Feng Qingyang naturally recognized him. They did not expect that the one fighting Ling Xiao would be Tianzi. It's not Tianzi's true body. It's just a Taoist body. Legend has it that Tianzi has broken the limit 3 times and ascended to the heavenly realm. If his true body is here, I'm afraid Ling Xiao might not be his match. Yi Qingqing said slowly. It's just a Taoist body and it's already so terrifying. The gap is too big. I wonder if Ling Xiao is a match for him. Feng Qingyang smiled bitterly as a sense of defeat rose in his heart. The Son of Heaven's strength made everyone who saw him feel despair. Even many heavenly geniuses, legendary ancient monsters, were overshadowed by the Son of Heaven's radiance. Rumble. In the void, blazing divine light bloomed. Ling Xiao used the heavenly battle skill to create the 4 great emperor weapon imprints and unleashed a peerless divine power that clashed with the heavenly emperor human sovereign sword. This was an extreme collision. There was no shortcut. It was a contest of absolute strength. Ling Xiao began to fight with his life on the line. He felt an indescribable threat from the heavenly human sovereign sword. In the end, the heavenly human sovereign sword and the 4 great emperor weapon imprints were annihilated at the same time. Heavenly battle skill. Using the 4 great emperor weapon imprints to create the heavenly battle skill can indeed unleash the powerful combat strength of the heavenly battle skill. However, external objects are ultimately external objects. Only one's own strength is eternal. Tianzi was sent flying. His figure was a little dim, but his expression was still cold as he said indifferently. After all, what he left behind was only a body of Tao. Using a killing technique like the heavenly Tao human sovereign sword had cost him a great deal of energy, causing him to lose a lot of his power. However, Tianzi felt a little regretful. After all, it was not his true body. Otherwise, if he used the heavenly human sovereign sword, even if he could not kill Ling Xiao, he could still severely injure him. The heavenly human sovereign sword is indeed very strong. But I'm not strong enough to run amok in the world. Son of Heaven, I'll kill your Taoist body today. Ling Xiao laughed coldly. Although his face was a little pale, his eyes grew brighter and brighter. Rumble. Qi and blood rose around him, and a dragon's roar burst out. Every step he took shook the world, and a vast aura exuded from his body. The imprints of the 4 monarch weapons appeared once again, floating above his head. The cauldron, saber, spear, and sword floated up and down, absorbing the essence of heaven and earth. Even though Ling Xiao had no choice but to activate the Celestial Emperor's human sovereign sword, Ling Xiao had cultivated the battle heavenly technique to the grand completion stage. Now, even if he had to pay a huge price, he had to activate the battle heavenly technique again to kill Tianzi. You killed my Taoist body. I'm afraid you don't have the qualifications. Don't you want the Tianfa secret technique? Today, I'll show you what a true heavenly punishment is. Tianzi said coldly. Chaotic light beams shot out from his eyes, blazing fiercely. Boom! As soon as he finished speaking, the space around him trembled. Bolts of lightning shot out from his body. The emperor rose into the air, surrounded by chaotic chi. Lightning blazed around him, containing vast original power of the way of thunder. Tianzi was like the Thunder Emperor who had been revived. Every move of his contained unfathomable heavenly might. In the void, red, black, white, silver, gold. All kinds of thunderbolts intertwined, finally forming an incomparably huge eye. Ling Zhao's heart skipped a beat. Although that eye did not open, that eye made him feel a strong sense of danger. At the same time, the wordless heavenly book in Ling Zhao's body became excited again. It became extremely hot, as if it had encountered an irresistible delicacy. Eye of Tian Fa. As the Son of Heaven's cold voice rang out, the eye instantly opened. As if it was splitting heaven and earth, endless chaotic light bloomed. Blazing lightning covered the sky. A 9-colored thunderbolt shot out from the eye. It was like a supreme sword light that traversed the 9 heavens, shooting straight towards Ling Zhao. When the 9-colored thunderbolt shot over, it was as if time and space had stopped. A mysterious force sealed the surrounding space. One could only see the gorgeous 9-colored thunderbolt getting brighter and brighter, getting closer and closer. Ling Zhao's body seemed to be fixed. He did not resist at all, allowing the 9-colored thunderbolt to shoot directly into his glabella. Rumble. Lightning exploded in the sky. Heaven and earth shook violently. Billions of thunderbolts turned into chaos, completely drowning Ling Zhao at this moment. It's the Eye of Tian Fa. The legendary supreme divine ability of the Tian Fa secret technique? Yi Qingchen was shocked. His body was trembling, and his eyes were filled with worry. The Eye of Tian Fa was the supreme divine ability of the Tian Fa secret technique. It contained the origin of the way of thunder and was a part of the way of heaven. It had supreme power and could kill everything. There was no way to resist it. It could wipe out all life. Yi Qingchen could not imagine how Ling Zhao would be able to resist the Eye of Tian Fa. This guy won't die just like that, right? Feng Qingyang was also in disbelief. There was a trace of doubt on his face. He had a feeling that Ling Zhao would not die so easily. After all, the psychological trauma that Ling Zhao had caused him was too strong. He had a feeling that Ling Zhao might have other ways to turn things around. It's all over. Ants, the Tian Fa secret technique is not something you can covet. Tianzi's expression was indifferent. Although his figure was becoming more and more illusory, he still had a high and mighty attitude. He glanced at Yi Qingchen and Feng Qingyang and directly ignored them. Then, he took a step forward and was about to disappear from the peak of Tian Fa. He walked back into the thunderbolts in the sky. Who said it's all over? Suddenly, a calm and indifferent voice sounded. It made Tianzi's figure tremble and he could not help but turn around. Rumble. In the sky full of thunderbolts, Ling Zhao walked out. His white robes were whiter than snow. His black hair was flying in the wind. His body was bathed in terrifying thunderbolts, but they did not seem to be able to cause him any harm. Ling Zhao's glabella glowed. The 9-colored thunderbolt seemed to have been devoured by something. The light trembled slightly and disappeared without a trace in an instant. Ling Zhao threw a punch at Tianzi. The roar of a dragon and the thunderbolt exploded at the same time. The golden light in the sky gathered into an invincible fist and landed on Tianzi's body. How is this possible? Tianzi's indifferent face finally revealed a trace of shock. It was as if he could not believe everything that had happened in front of him. However, his strength had already been exhausted to the extreme, and he had no way of blocking Ling Zhao's punch. With a look of shock on his face, he was blasted apart by Ling Zhao's punch, turning into a dazzling rain of light. Chapter 2132. Just like that, the Son of Heaven's Tao body was killed by Ling Zhao. The sky was filled with dazzling lightning. Ling Xiao stood in the void and was surrounded by endless chaotic light. He looked like an immortal great emperor, exuding a peerless divine aura. Yi Qingcheng and Feng Qingyang were stunned. They found it hard to believe, as if they were in a dream. Who was the son of heaven? Legend has it that he was the son of the heavenly emperor and possessed the bloodline of the great emperor. He was extremely talented and had obtained the true inheritance of the heavenly emperor. His strength was unfathomable. Many people believed that this time, the Son of Heaven would be able to defeat all the monstrous geniuses and suppress countless heaven's prides to become the master of the next epoch. Even the Tao avatar of the emperor represented invincibility, and invincibility in the minds of Yi Qingcheng and Feng Qingyang, capable of sweeping through everything. Therefore, when they saw the Son of Heaven's Tao body being killed by Ling Xiao, they couldn't believe it. Ling Xiao, he actually killed the Son of Heaven's Tao body. Could it be that he can defeat the Son of Heaven? Yi Qingcheng murmured to herself. Her eyes revealed a bright light as she looked at Ling Xiao as if it was the first time she had met him. At this moment, she finally understood that Ling Xiao had held back during the battle. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to hold on for so long. Right now, he is only a 9th revolution half-saint, yet he can kill the Son of Heaven's Tao body. If he has the same cultivation as the Son of Heaven, maybe he really has the strength to fight against the Son of Heaven. Feng Qingyang's eyes were incomparably bright. Even the resentment and unwillingness of being subdued by Ling Xiao and becoming his follower had dissipated a lot. If Ling Xiao could really become the Son of Heaven, then it was very likely that he would become the great emperor in this epoch. He would sweep across the heavens and suppress myriad worlds to become the supreme ruler. Becoming the follower of a future great emperor was an honor that everyone yearned for but couldn't obtain. Rumble. In the void, blazing 9-colored lightning flashed. Ling Xiao stared at the void. Right after he killed the Son of Heaven's Tao body, endless light flashed in the sky. Runes intertwined and formed a golden scripture that instantly shot towards Ling Xiao's forehead. Ling Xiao didn't feel any danger, so he didn't resist and allowed the golden scripture to enter his sea of consciousness. In an instant, Ling Xiao's entire body was drowned by endless lightning. Numerous divine chains of order interweaved together as the laws of the Grand Tao Sword. They contained a vast and terrifying supreme might that seemed capable of annihilating all life, and they contained the might of obliteration. However, in that kind of destruction, there was a kind of endless fluctuation that spread out. It was as if the sky in all directions was shaking, and the world was about to be reopened. It was vast and mysterious. The wordless heavenly book in Ling Xiao's sea of consciousness glowed brightly as a mysterious scripture slowly appeared within the wordless heavenly book. Heaven Dipper Rank 6, Heaven's Punishment Secret Technique. The wordless heavenly book trembled slightly as the mysterious chaotic lightning intertwined, forming an incomparably mysterious eye. In an instant, it shot out from the wordless heavenly book and directly appeared in between Ling Xiao's brows. Crack! A vertical eye appeared in between Ling Xiao's brows. It was like a strange lightning symbol. At this moment, it slowly opened, and a bright chaotic light shot out from it. In an instant, it pierced through the void in front of him. It contained a kind of domineering, majestic, ancient, and mysterious aura. Ling Xiao felt as if he had pierced through the 9 heavens in an instant, and also as if he had seen through the 9 serenities in an instant. The third vertical eye made him seem as if he had become a part of the heavenly way. He could punish on behalf of the heavens and possess unparalleled divine power. An incomparably powerful feeling welled up in Ling Xiao's heart. He could feel that even if the Son of Heaven's Taoist body appeared in front of him again, it would be instantly destroyed by him. When Yi Qingcheng and Feng Qingyang were swept by Ling Xiao's third vertical eye, they suddenly felt chills all over their bodies. They couldn't help but tremble, and there was a kind of throbbing in the depths of their souls. It was as if a divine dragon had inadvertently seen ants, which made them feel powerless in their hearts. That's the secret skill of heaven's punishment. Yi Qingcheng and Feng Qingyang looked at each other. They were both surprised and delighted, and their eyes were filled with disbelief. After defeating the Son of Heaven's Taoist body, Ling Xiao finally obtained the real secret skill of heaven's punishment. Rumble. Ling Xiao was shrouded in lightning and was immersed in the mystery of the secret skill of heaven's punishment. He forgot about time, space, and everything else as he sank into the deepest level of Tao comprehension. Mysterious sound waves pervaded around him, and mysterious immortal flowers of the Great Path floated above the void, making Ling Xiao's aura even more mysterious and unfathomable. The secret skill of heaven's punishment was ranked 6th in the celestial spirits. It could be said that it was the strongest secret skill that Ling Xiao had obtained besides the secret skill of reincarnation. The secret skill of heaven's punishment was a pure secret skill of killing. It was different from the secret skill of reincarnation. It was a punishment on behalf of the heavens. It could control part of the power of the heavenly way, and its power was unparalleled. In Ling Xiao's perception, the divine lightning, 5 elements divine lightning, icy lightning, astral wind lightning, raging flame lightning, yin-yang divine lightning, and chaotic lightning all appeared around Ling Xiao, and he began to comprehend the mystery contained within. Ling Xiao's body became sparkling and translucent. Streaks of lightning entered his body through his flesh and blood, and began to refine his body, making it gradually strengthen. Just as Ling Xiao was comprehending the secret skill of heaven's punishment, in the chaotic ancient land, where the heavenly palace was floating, the Son of Heaven's body sat cross-legged in the endless chaos, and his body emitted an immortal and eternal aura. Rumble. Every time he spat it out, it was like a heavenly tribulation. It was deafening and possessed supreme divine might. A mysterious starry river appeared around his body. It flickered indeterminately, and the atmosphere was extremely shocking. Ling Xiao. 9 revolution half-saint cultivation, unparalleled physical body, and great mastery of the battle heavenly method. You were able to destroy my Son of Heaven Dao body. I am becoming more and more curious about the secrets in your body. The Son of Heaven slowly opened his eyes, and a mysterious light flowed in his eyes. It seemed as if yin and yang qi were rising, and it also seemed like the scene of space and time shattering. It was very mysterious. He muttered to himself. His voice was like brilliant thunder, and it shook the surrounding chaotic heavenly palace. I hope you won't disappoint me. The Son of Heaven said indifferently. Then he closed his eyes again and sank into a state of cultivation. Chapter 2133. At the peak of heaven's punishment. Ling Xiao stood up in the void. The chaotic lightning around him was devoured by him, making him exude a mysterious and blazing heaven's might. It seems that it's even harder for me to break through the limit and reach the 3rd level of heaven treading. Ling Xiao sighed with a hint of helplessness in his eyes. He felt unprecedentedly powerful. The heaven's punishment secret technique contained the vast law of thunder. At this moment, Ling Xiao felt as if he had become a part of the heaven's way. His every move contained incomparable power. However, the heaven's punishment secret technique made Ling Xiao's foundation stronger, causing his accumulation to be 10 times or even 100 times greater than that of ordinary people. Naturally, the difficulty of breaking through the limit was also 10 times or 100 times greater than that of ordinary people. His clothes were whiter than snow, and his black hair fluttered in the wind. Chaotic lightning intertwined around his body, and his eyes were bright and resplendent. In particular, there was a mysterious lightning mark between his eyebrows. It looked like a vertical eye, adding a bit of majesty and mystery to him. Although the battle with the Son of Heaven's Taoist body was difficult, the harvest was unimaginable. A complete heaven's punishment secret technique was enough to make countless people go crazy. Is Heaven's Punishment Mountain the place where the Heaven's Punishment secret technique was born? Or did some Almighty leave the Heaven's Punishment secret technique here? Ling Xiao thought to himself. The Son of Heaven's Taoist body appeared here because the Son of Heaven had passed the test of Heaven's Punishment Mountain, reached the peak of Heaven's Punishment, and obtained the Heaven's Punishment secret technique. His mark naturally fused with the endless chaotic lightning to form a Taoist body to guard the Heaven's Punishment secret technique. To obtain the Heaven's Punishment secret technique, one must first defeat the Son of Heaven's Taoist body. Now that Ling Xiao had killed the Son of Heaven's Taoist body and obtained the Heaven's Punishment secret technique, his mark would replace the Son of Heaven's Taoist body to guard the Heaven's Punishment secret technique here. Ling Xiao guessed that the Heaven's Punishment secret technique might have been left here by some almighty expert in ancient times, but he didn't get much clues or evidence. Yi Qingqing and Feng Qingyang saw that Ling Xiao had awakened from his cultivation state and came to greet him. Ling Xiao, I didn't expect you to be able to kill the Son of Heaven's Taoist body. If this news gets out, I'm afraid your name will immediately spread throughout the entire ancient land of chaos. Feng Qingyang said with emotion. It seems that you are the destined master of the Tian Fa secret technique. Not to mention the fact that we can't even cross the Heaven Punishment Mountain's primal chaos thunder territory. Even if we reach the peak of Heaven Punishment, we are still no match for the Son of Heaven Taoist body. Yi Qingqing said seriously with a complicated expression. She had always been proud and arrogant. Even when facing those legendary monstrous princes and ancient geniuses, she would not admit that she was inferior. However, when facing Ling Xiao, she felt a sense of defeat in her heart. Not only did Ling Xiao easily pass through the last primal chaos thunder territory of the Heavenly Punishment Mountain, but even the Son of Heaven Tao body was completely destroyed by him. Yi Qingqing found it hard to accept. Those are all false reputations. Only one's own strength is the most real. I've already obtained the complete Heaven's Punishment secret technique. Here are 2 Tao imparting crystals. They contain the complete Heaven's Punishment secret technique. I hope you can also cultivate this peerless Heaven's Punishment secret technique. Ling Xiao said with a faint smile. In his palm, 2 Tao imparting crystals that flickered with primal chaos thunder appeared. Ling Xiao's primordial spirit was incomparably powerful. It was enough to inscribe the inheritance of the Heaven's Punishment secret technique in the Tao imparting crystals. Although it was difficult to comprehend the complete Heaven's Punishment secret technique from the Tao imparting crystals, it was enough to drive countless people crazy. Thank you. Yi Qingqing said seriously. You're welcome. I took 3 of your Emperor weapon imprints. This Heaven's Punishment secret technique is my compensation. We're even now. Ling Xiao said with a faint smile. Speaking of which, I took advantage of you. 3 Emperor weapon imprints in exchange for the Heaven Shrouding secret technique and Heaven's Punishment secret technique. It's a great deal for me. Ling Xiao, if you need anything in the future, please come to me. Even if I have to kill the Son of Heaven, I won't hesitate. Yi Qingqing said as she shook her head. There was a strange look in her eyes. She did not expect Ling Xiao to give her a Supreme Heaven's Punishment secret technique without batting an eyelid. No problem. Ling Xiao nodded and said with a smile. Feng Qingyang, on the other hand, did not stand on ceremony with Ling Xiao. He took the Tao imparting crystal from Ling Xiao and started to comprehend it seriously. Since he had already become Ling Xiao's follower, it would be easier for him to follow Ling Xiao if he became stronger. Ling Xiao could be considered to have given up. Ling Xiao, I'll make a move first. If you want to find me, go to the Roland's Golden Palace in the human race's holy city. I'm there. Yi Qingqing glanced at Ling Xiao and said hesitantly. All right. Be careful. Ling Xiao nodded and said. The most important thing for Yi Qingqing was the Heaven's Punishment secret technique. Now that she had obtained the Heaven's Punishment secret technique, she could not wait to go back and cultivate in seclusion. She wanted to try and see if she could use the Heaven's Punishment secret technique to break the second limit and condense the Great Tao Heavenly Flower. We've wasted too much time in the Void Land. Let's go. Ling Xiao looked at Feng Qingyang and said. Don't worry. Although this is the center of the Thunder Tribulation Sea, we're not far from the demon race's holy city. We'll be able to leave the Void Land soon. Feng Qingyang said with a smile. After obtaining the Heaven's Punishment secret technique, this guy became more enthusiastic and began to take the initiative to solve Ling Xiao's problems. Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang left the Heaven's Punishment Mountain and flew towards the Void Land. Now that Ling Xiao had obtained the heaven punishment secret technique, he didn't need to use the heaven shrouding secret technique. Those thunder spirits were like children who had seen their parents. They all rushed towards Ling Xiao. The strength of those lightning spirits was incomparably powerful, but Ling Xiao felt a trace of attachment and reluctance from their consciousness. Swoosh! Swoosh! Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang were like two bolts of lightning, flying towards the void land. Rumble! The void land was filled with darkness and was filled with loneliness and coldness. Although various mysterious scenes appeared in front of Ling Xiao, most of them were just illusions. Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang traversed through the darkness, and when the resplendent light appeared in front of them once again, even their auras had become much calmer. Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang knew that they had finally left the void lands. In front of them was a majestic mountain range. It was like a 1,000,000 miles long giant dragon lying dormant on the ground, exuding a vast and mysterious pressure. Those mountains were tens of thousands of feet high. They were majestic, ancient, and mysterious. They were filled with a vast demon qi. They could not see the end of it and did not know how many mountains there were. This is the area of the demon race's holy city, the Million Demons Mountain. Chapter 2134. Million Monster Mountain. Ling Xiao's eyes shone brightly as he looked into the distance. He saw mountains rising from the ground, exuding an ancient and majestic aura. They were filled with dazzling lights and looked very strange. Looking from afar, those mountains were like tombs. They were filled with a vast aura of death, as though countless mighty demons were buried there. Ling Xiao cultivated the secret skill of life and the secret skill of death. Hence, he immediately noticed the strangeness of this place. The aura of death was extremely dense, but within the endless aura of death, there were traces of indestructible vitality, as though some terrifying existence was being nurtured. Million Monster Mountain has another name, the Tomb of the Demon Emperor. Rumor had it that a demon emperor had been buried here, causing the mountains and rivers within 1,000,000 miles to change, forming a mysterious ancient tomb. Countless powerful figures of the demon clan in the Antiquity Age would choose to be buried here. Rumor has it that the aura of death and vitality converge here. It is a place of life and death. If one is buried here for a long time, there is a high possibility of resurrection. Feng Qingyang said slowly. Resurrection from the dead? It's not that easy. Even if one is resurrected from the dead, I'm afraid that the corpse has developed spiritual intelligence for some reason and is no longer the original person. Ling Xiao shook his head and said. This is just a legend. I don't know if anyone is resurrected from the dead, but there are countless treasures and inheritances left behind by mighty demons. People often come here to search for treasures. Opportunities and dangers coexist here. Once we pass through the tomb of the demon emperor, we will reach the demon race's saint city. Feng Qingyang said with a smile. Let's go. We can find time to explore the tomb of the demon emperor. Let's go to the demon race's saint city first. Ling Xiao nodded and said. Although he was curious about the mysteries of the tomb of the demon emperor, he hoped that he could reach the demon race's saint city in time to find Shui Wei and the white dragon horse. Swoosh! Swoosh! Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang flew towards the depths of the tomb of the demon emperor. They concealed their aura, as they did not want to alarm the terrifying existence in the tomb of the demon emperor. They wanted to pass through the tomb of the demon emperor safely. The two of them were extremely fast. Soon, they crossed hundreds of thousands of miles and arrived at the depths of the tomb of the demon emperor. Rumble. In the depths of the shifter emperor's tomb, the scene became even more shocking. Beams of divine light shot up into the sky, and the huge mountains looked like tombs, exuding an endless aura of death. Ling Xiao could feel that within those mountains, there seemed to be some incomparably terrifying auras that could awaken at any time, emitting energy fluctuations that made one's heart palpitate. Roar! Within the mountains, there were also powerful roars of beasts. They were ancient and mysterious, like the roars of some ancient species. They contained a ferocious and overflowing aura. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. Suddenly, he discovered a group of figures with powerful auras hidden in a divine mountain in front of him. Although those people had used powerful aura-concealing secret techniques to conceal their auras, they were still unable to hide from Ling Xiao's perception. Let's go take a look. Ling Xiao saw that there were more than a dozen Ninth Revolution half-saint experts. They were dressed in black robes, and their faces were cold. Each of them possessed unparalleled strength. They formed a mysterious battle formation and blocked a cave on the mountain. All of them were on high alert. The auras in their bodies were as vigorous as the sea. It was extremely terrifying. Their expressions were cold, as if they wanted to capture something. Most importantly, Ling Xiao could feel the majestic demonic aura in their bodies. These people were all experts of the demon clan. Could it be that these guys have found some treasure? Hee, the demon clan is cruel and cunning. If they have found any treasure, we'll just snatch it away. Feng Qingyang's eyes lit up. He chuckled and said eagerly. Let's take a look first. Ling Xiao's figure flashed, and his entire body was hidden in the void. He silently flew towards the mountain. Rumble. At this moment, a white streamer suddenly rushed out from the cave that was surrounded by more than a dozen experts. Its speed was extremely fast, like lightning. It's out. Catch it quickly. This time, no matter what, we can't let it escape. We must capture this evil creature alive and bring it to the young lord. More than a dozen experts of the demon clan shouted, and their eyes were filled with cold killing intent. Boom! At the moment when the white streamer rushed out of the cave, dazzling runes lit up in the void. In an instant, a large net fell from the sky. The golden light was dazzling, and it enveloped the white figure. At the same time, a black demonic light shot out from the palms of each of the experts of the demon clan. It was like a heavenly pillar of divine light, exuding a monstrous evil spirit and killing intent. Among them, 12 experts of the demon clan seemed to have transformed into 12 ancient celestial demons in an instant. Their auras were terrifying and mysterious. The heavenly pillars of divine light intertwined in the void, distorting the void and forming a vast formation space. Evil creature, let's see where you can escape to this time. The leader was a young man. He was dressed in black armor and held a black saber in his hand. His whole body was filled with evil spirit. Cold light shot out from his eyes as he stared at the white figure. Kacha! It was as if a dragon's roar exploded in the void. In an instant, the void shook, and the surrounding sky shook. The white figure that was imprisoned by the golden net suddenly exploded with unparalleled divine power, tearing the golden net apart. An incomparably handsome white horse snorted as it walked out. Its entire body was covered in pure white fur, without a single trace of impurity. It looked as soft as satin, and its 4 hooves emitted a mysterious fluctuation, as if it could break through the void at any time. It looked at the experts of the demon clan in front of it with disdain and said, "You want to capture me with just you? You are overestimating yourselves." White Dragon Horse. Ling Xiao's eyes widened in shock, and he immediately revealed an extremely surprised expression. He did not expect to encounter the White Dragon Horse in the tomb of the Demon Emperor. Moreover, it seemed like the White Dragon Horse was causing trouble again. Otherwise, it would not have attracted the attention of more than a dozen experts of the demon clan to hunt it down at the same time. Evil creature, I know you can travel through the void. However, this 12 capital divine beings formation was prepared for you by the young lord. I would like to see how you can escape from the 12 capital divine beings formation today. The youth in black armor said with a cold laugh. 12 capital divine beings formation. Even heaven and earth cannot trap me. You think this lousy formation of yours can? Chapter 2135. Buzz. The void trembled slightly, emitting a strange ripple. The White Dragon Horse suddenly realized that the void was overlapping, but the 12 god pillars were eternal and indestructible. No matter how it tried to shift the void, it could not shift out of the range of the 12 god pillars. Give up. The 12 Divine Fiends formation is an ancient imperial formation. It contains endless overlapping spacetime and is specially designed to restrain evil creatures like you who are good at space shifting. Why don't you surrender now? The black-armored youth scolded coldly. You want me to surrender without putting up a fight? Dream on. Since I can't leave, I'll kill all of you. Then, I'll be able to leave. The white dragon horse's eyes revealed a trace of blood-red killing intent. Rumble. Blazing lightning flashed around its body. In the next moment, a vast dragon roar exploded in the void. Under its white fur, golden dragon scales grew, making its aura extremely terrifying. The white dragon horse also had the cultivation of a 9th revolution half-saint. It had also received the secret skill of the ancestral dragon from Ling Xiao. At this moment, it exploded with all its strength. It was like a divine dragon had descended to the world, exuding an unparalleled dragon aura. Kacha! The white dragon horse kicked one of the demon clan cultivators at the side. It was as fast as a ghost. The demon clan cultivator did not expect the white dragon horse to attack. His face was full of shock as he was kicked by the white dragon horse in an instant. Boom! A blazing divine light rose from the demonic cultivator's body, and his murderous aura filled the sky. He had actually become one with the divine light pillar, and a layer of mysterious enchantment enveloped his body. Even the white dragon horse's hoof couldn't break it, and ripples appeared on the enchantment. If you don't surrender, you can die. There was no trace of panic on the demon race cultivator's face. His eyes were filled with murderous intent and an endless amount of evil chi rose from his palm. It turned into a blazing sword light and slashed down towards the white dragon horse. Kill! Kill! In the 12 divine fiends formation, the 12 demon clan experts, led by the black-armored youth, roared at the same time. They displayed their powerful techniques and attacked the white dragon horse. With the support of the formation, not only did they have an incomparably powerful defensive barrier, they were in an invincible position. Moreover, the aura around them was incomparably terrifying, and their strength had increased by several times. Their attacks contained incomparably terrifying power. Rumble. In an instant, streaks of fiery sword light slashed down from the sky, containing an incomparably sharp divine light. It was as if it could destroy everything, completely drowning the white dragon horse. Ling Xiao, this is the white dragon horse that you're looking for. The 12 divine beings' wraith formation was the imperial formation of the Hua race. How could these demon experts know the 12 divine beings' wraith formation? Within the formation, they were naturally in an invincible position. But the white dragon horse might be in danger. Feng Qingyang glanced at Ling Xiao as he stared at the battle before him. They're digging their own graves. Murderous intent flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. He could tell that these demon clan experts really wanted to kill the white dragon horse. This immediately ignited the anger in his heart. Without any hesitation, he attacked. Rumble. Ling Xiao punched out and a vast amount of chaotic qi gushed out. It formed a huge chaotic fist in the void and blasted towards the 12 capital heaven divine wraith formation. At the same time, the flipping sky seal rotated and expanded in the void. It turned into a towering mountain and suppressed the demon clan. The 12 divine fiends formation was the supreme imperial formation of the Hua clan. Ling Xiao did not dare to be careless. Hence, he directly released the strongest power of the flipping sky seal. He wanted to break the 12 divine fiends formation in one fell swoop. Kacha! Ling Xiao performed the heavenly emperor's fist. The fist essence, which contained the power to destroy the world, swept across the heavens and earth. It blasted directly on the bounded domain of the 12 divine fiends formation. The barrier shook violently as runes exploded one after another. Ling Xiao's sudden attack caught the dozen or so demonic beasts off guard. They were all shocked and angered. Who are you? How dare you attack us? Aren't you afraid of the heavenly demon young master's revenge? The black-armored youth stared at Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang and roared. At the same time, a terrifying aura rose around them. The 12 divine beings slaughtering formation trembled in the void. It was as if a huge vortex had appeared, emitting a terrifying devouring power. It wanted to swallow Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang into the formation. Kacha! At this moment, the flipping sky seal came crashing down with a rumble. The flipping sky seal was originally a supreme-grade holy treasure. Furthermore, it had Thunder's Spirit King, a Saint Realm expert, as its device spirit. In addition, it contained vast Emperor's power. At this moment, it burst out with all its strength. The terrifying Emperor's power collided with the 12 divine fiends' formation. The bounded domain, which was already trembling violently, could not withstand the terrifying impact of the flipping sky seal. Countless talismans exploded, and the 12 divine fiends' formation completely collapsed. Puff! 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 Because the 12 divine beings' wraith formation had been destroyed, the dozen or so demon clan experts spat out mouthfuls of blood and were sent flying. Ling Xiao. Ha ha ha. I knew you wouldn't die. Your life is tougher than the heavens. Even the heavens don't dare to kill you, let alone those 2 old bald donkeys. After seeing Ling Xiao, the white dragon horse, who had been fighting with all its might, was overjoyed and shouted excitedly. Why are you in such a sorry state? Why are you being chased by a group of demon clan experts? Where is Xue Wei? Ling Xiao glared at the white dragon horse and asked. Hee, this is not the place to talk. Let's kill these bastards first. I'll explain to you in detail later. The white dragon horse laughed guiltily. Then, it turned around and charged toward one of the demon clan experts. Boom! The white dragon horse's huge hoof stomped on the demon clan expert's face. The demon clan expert's head exploded like a watermelon. The white dragon horse spat out a ray of sword light. It was extremely sharp and directly cut the demon clan expert into thousands of pieces. Even his primordial spirit was completely destroyed. There was no way for him to escape. Seeing how the white dragon horse had killed one of the demon race experts so easily, the remaining demon race experts were all horrified. Their hearts were filled with thoughts of retreating. Ling Xiao's forceful breaking of the 12 divine fiends' formation's bounded domain had already made them cower. Now that they saw how powerful the white dragon horse was, they lost their will to fight. Kill. Chapter 2136. Swoosh. Feng Qingyang also unleashed his powerful cultivation. The spear light in his hand seemed to be able to penetrate the sky. It formed a series of afterimages in the void and attacked the experts of the demon clan. The experts of the demon clan had dared to chase after the white dragon horse because they could set up the 12 divine beings killing formation. Now that the formation had been broken by Ling Xiao, they were only a dozen experts of the 9th Revolution half-saint realm. How could they be a match for Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang? Rumble. Under the joint efforts of Ling Xiao, the white dragon horse and Feng Qingyang, the experts of the demon race were quickly killed. Blood rained down from the sky, and the air was filled with a thick smell of blood. Only the leader, the black-armored young man, was left behind. Ling Xiao still wanted to interrogate him for some information. You're all dead. No one can save you. Let me go if you know what's good for you. The young man in black armor was scared out of his wits and shouted fiercely. He didn't expect Ling Xiao and Feng Qingyang to be so powerful. Not only did they break the 12 divine beings killing formation, but they also killed more than a dozen 9th Revolution half-saint experts like cutting melons and vegetables. Noisy. Ling Xiao frowned and threw out a slap, knocking the black-armored youth unconscious. Tell me, why are you being chased by these experts of the demon clan? Did you get into trouble again? Didn't I ask you to protect Xue Wei? Where is Xue Wei now? Ling Xiao glared at the white dragon horse and said angrily. That heavenly demon young master has gone too far. All I did was rob his ancestral grave, but I didn't get anything from it. That bastard just won't leave me alone. He's been sending people to kill me over and over again. The white dragon horse hurriedly cried out. You dug up the heavenly demon young master's ancestral grave. No wonder he sent people to kill you. Feng Qingyang was speechless. This white dragon horse was really strange. It even dug up the heavenly demon young master's ancestral grave. It would be strange if the heavenly demon young master did not kill it. The heavenly demon young lord was a famous genius. He was the son of the heavenly demon sovereign in the demon realm. His strength was unfathomable and he had a group of powerful followers. The heavenly demon young master had been in the Fiend Saint City for a few years and his strength was unparalleled. He swept through the crowd and showed signs of becoming the #1 person in the Fiend Saint City. In terms of fame, he was not much weaker than the Son of Heaven. The reason I dug up that bastard's ancestral grave was because he captured Shui Wei. Ling Xiao, you must hurry and save Shui Wei. I'm afraid that the heavenly demon young master will do something to her. The white dragon horse looked at Ling Xiao guiltily and said. Shui Wei was captured by the heavenly demon young master. What's going on? Ling Xiao's expression darkened, and the coldness in his eyes exploded. I brought Shui Wei to the Chaos Ancient Land. Shui Wei blocked that attack for you and was severely injured. We have been searching for treasures in the tomb of the Shifter Emperor for the past few years and recuperating and cultivating, the white dragon horse slowly narrated. It turned out that a few months ago, the white dragon horse and Shui Wei had accidentally discovered the cave abode of a Fiend Saint King and obtained many treasures. However, they encountered the heavenly demon young master who had accidentally barged in. The heavenly demon young master captured Shui Wei, who had not fully recovered from her injuries, while the white dragon horse escaped. During this period of time, the white dragon horse had been constantly thinking of ways to save Shui Wei. It had even dug up the heavenly demon young master's ancestral grave and stolen countless sacred medicines that he had collected. However, it had not found a chance to rescue Shui Wei. The white dragon horse's actions had completely infuriated the heavenly demon young master. He had sent out a large number of fiend race experts to hunt down the white dragon horse, which led to today's events. The heavenly demon young master. He deserves to die. Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with murderous intent. The heavenly demon young master had captured Shui Wei and had touched Ling Xiao's reverse scale. It had caused Ling Xiao to have an infinite amount of murderous intent towards him. Bam! Ling Xiao kicked the black-armored youth in the chest, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood. At the same time, he woke up from his coma. I'll ask you a question and you'll answer it. If there's even the slightest falsehood in your words, I'll make you beg for death. Ling Xiao said coldly as he stared at the black-armored youth. You want to get information about the young master from me? Dream on. Let me tell you, you're all dead meat. The black-armored youth sneered and immediately refused to admit his mistake. Boom! Ling Xiao rudely interrupted the black-armored youth and pointed his finger at his glabella. Immediately, a vast amount of thunderbolt energy surged into the black-armored youth's sea of consciousness. Ling Xiao activated the heavenly punishment secret skill. Bolts of lightning that contained a vast amount of heavenly might instantly spread towards the black-armored youth's primordial spirit. Crack! The blazing thunderbolt struck the black-armored youth's primordial spirit, causing his body to tremble violently. His face twisted in an instant. It was an intense pain that came from the depths of his primordial spirit. The black-armored youth was in so much pain that he was about to go crazy. He was drenched in sweat and could not help but fall to his knees. I don't want to ask a second time. Can you answer my question now? Ling Xiao said expressionlessly as he stared at the black-armored youth. The black-armored youth wanted to continue being stubborn. However, when he met Ling Xiao's gaze, he shuddered and became afraid. It was as if he dared to say no, he would immediately be subjected to unimaginable torture. I'll talk. The black-armored youth gritted his teeth and blurted out. Where is the heavenly demon young master now? Ling Xiao asked. The young master is now in the heavenly demon race's Saint City. He's preparing for his wedding with Miss Shui Wei in 3 days' time. When the time comes, besides the many experts in the heavenly demon race's Saint City, many other heavenly prides from the other Saint Cities will also come to congratulate him. The black-armored youth hurriedly said. What? Ling Zhao's gaze turned cold and a monstrous murderous aura erupted from his body. Murderous intent gathered around him and formed a terrifying gale that seemed to be able to destroy everything. I'm not wrong. It's said that Miss Xue Wei has the sacred reincarnation constitution and can help one break through their limits. She can even prove her Tao and become a saint. If the young master marries Miss Xue Wei, not only will he be able to break through his limit for the third time, he might even be able to prove his Tao and become a saint. The black-armored youth's eyes were filled with fear. He was afraid that Ling Xiao would slap him to death in a fit of rage. That bastard wants to marry Xue Wei. How dare he? How is he worthy? Wah wah wah. This is so infuriating. I'm going to kill that bastard. The white dragon horse was stunned. This was the first time he had heard the black-armored youth's words. He was instantly enraged and gritted his teeth as he spoke. Ling Xiao, calm down. The heavenly demon young master's strength is extremely terrifying. Now that he has broken through his limit for the second time and has many followers, the heavenly demon race's Saint City is definitely a tiger's den. We can't act rashly. We have to think about this carefully. Feng Qingyang knew that something bad was about to happen when he saw Ling Zhao's expression. Chapter 2137. So what if it's a tiger's den? If the heavenly demon young master dares to harm Xue Wei, he will die even if he escapes to the ends of the earth. Ling Zhao's eyes were burning with murderous intent. He killed the black-armored youth in front of him with a slap and jumped onto the back of the white dragon horse. That's right. Let's barge into the heavenly demon's Saint City today. The white dragon horse also neighed. Its eyes were full of arrogance. It kicked its four hooves, and a blazing divine light rose from its body. In an instant, it turned into a bolt of white lightning and shot directly in the direction of the demon race's holy city. You guys are too impulsive. But I like it. Feng Qingyang let out a bitter laugh as he softly sighed. However, Ling Xiao and the white dragon horse's fearless aura caused him to be rather moved. Shaking his head, he directly chased after them. The heavenly demon's Saint City was located in the north of the tomb of the demon emperor. It floated above a mountain range and emitted a blazing light, like a sun that would never set. Endless flames burned all around it. The heavenly demon's Saint City looked majestic and magnificent. The city walls were 1,000,000 feet tall and had a radius of a few million miles. It was like a floating continent, emitting an ancient and majestic aura. In the depths of the heavenly demon's Saint City, there was a heavenly demon palace. It looked extraordinary and radiant. At this moment, it was decorated with lanterns and colored banners. Red curtains were hung everywhere, making it look very festive. The heavenly demon palace was the residence of the heavenly demon young master. It was one of the most prestigious residences in the heavenly demon's Saint City. Countless experts from the heavenly demon race would look at the heavenly demon palace with reverence. The heavenly demon young master's strength was extraordinary and he was famous in the heavenly demon's Saint City. In addition to his prestigious status, countless experts from the heavenly demon race followed him. This made the heavenly demon palace one of the most powerful forces in the heavenly demon's Saint City. Today, the heavenly demon young master's wedding attracted countless experts from the heavenly demon's Saint City to attend. The heavenly demon young master's bride was the saintess of the Samsara temple, Lady Xue Wei. It was said that the saintess of the Samsara temple was the matchmaker who had betrothed Lady Xue Wei to the heavenly demon young master. The Samsara temple was famous not only in the god realm, but also in the myriad worlds. The marriage between the saintess of Samsara and the heavenly demon young master was seen as a perfect match. Heavenly demon young master, congratulations. A talented man and a beautiful woman, a match made in heaven. I wish that young master Tian Yao and Miss Xue Wei will be united forever, and may you be together for 100 years. One figure after another walked into the celestial demon palace and congratulated the two figures at the entrance of the palace. At the entrance of the Sky Demon Palace, the Sky Demon young master and Xue Wei stood side by side. The Sky Demon young master was dressed in a long red robe. He was tall and slender, and his face was as clear as jade. He looked elegant and dashing. There was a faint smile at the corner of his mouth. He cupped his hands in greeting to the guests who came and went. He looked very happy. Beside him, Shui Wei was wearing a red dress. Her skin was like jade, her figure was tall, and her face was beautiful. However, at that moment, her gaze was extremely cold. She did not seem to have the slightest bit of joy when facing the crowd. Shui Wei, you better be happy. If you make my guest unhappy, I don't mind killing you right now. The heavenly demon young master's cold voice entered Shui Wei's sea of consciousness. Kill me? Will you? Shui Wei said indifferently. The heavenly demon young master's eyes revealed a trace of cruelty. He said through voice transmission, I won't kill you, but I can make you beg for death. For some reason, every time the heavenly demon young master saw Shui Wei's indifferent and cold expression, he could not help but feel an endless burning flame in his heart. He could not wait to pounce on Shui Wei. Shui Wei's expression was extremely cold. She turned her head away and ignored the heavenly demon young master. Although Shui Wei's cultivation had been sealed by the heavenly demon young master and she could not even speak, Shui Wei's aloof and otherworldly temperament made countless people feel ashamed of their inferiority. Golden Snake Clan, young master Golden Snake sends 1,000,000-year-old ginseng and 10,000 origin pills. Sorcerer Clan, Genius Wusong sends a superior sacred treasure sword and a bottle of sacred heart liquid. Sacred Spirit Clan, young master Shinkong sends an ancient sacred spirit flower and 10,000 kilograms of frost iron essence. Many genius experts rushed to the heavenly demon palace to congratulate the heavenly demon young master. Their auras were extremely powerful, and they were at least 9th revolution half-saints. Many of them had already entered the 3rd stage of heaven treading. The heavenly demon palace was filled with a joyous atmosphere. The experts under the heavenly demon young master were all wearing black armor and black robes. They maintained order in the heavenly demon palace. Therefore, no one dared to cause trouble in the heavenly demon palace. Everything was very peaceful. Brother heavenly demon, the auspicious time has arrived. You can get married now. A clear voice rang out. A handsome young man wearing a black and white Taoist robe walked over from afar. He looked like an elegant young master in a chaotic world. He was very extraordinary. His eyes were extremely clear and there was a faint smile on his lips. There seemed to be a black and white halo flashing in his eyes. It contained the power of reincarnation and could see through people's hearts. He was the sacred son of Samsara. Thank you, brother. Let's go and get married now. Ha ha ha, the heavenly demon young master laughed heartily. He exchanged a glance with the sacred son of Samsara, then led Shui Wei into the heavenly demon palace. He had been waiting for this day for too long. So long as he married Shui Wei, his plan would be able to begin. The sacred son of Samsara smiled at Shui Wei and said, Junior sister Shui Wei, the heavenly demon young master is a peerless genius. It's not a disgrace for you to marry him. As for the Samsara temple, I'll take care of it. You'd better take care of your husband and children. Senior brother, you're really scheming. But do you really think it's so easy to break the sacred son of Samsara? Shui Wei said calmly. Her cold gaze fell on the sacred son of Samsara. The reason why he was captured by the heavenly demon young master and forced to marry him was largely due to the saint son of Samsara. Before Shui Wei entered the Samsara temple, the sacred son of Samsara was the one and only genius. He was also destined to be the future successor of the Samsara temple. However, Shui Wei's arrival had changed everything. Shui Wei possessed the legendary sacred son of Samsara. Her cultivation talent was superb, even surpassing that of the sacred son of Samsara. In a short period of time, her cultivation had almost caught up with the sacred son of Samsara. She had even cultivated the secret skill of Samsara to the small success realm. All of this made the sacred son of Samsara extremely jealous. He was so jealous that he was about to go crazy. If Xue Wei married the heavenly demon young master and her sacred son of samsara was broken, he would be the most powerful person among the younger generation of the samsara temple. The position of sect master would belong to him in the future. Junior sister, you'd better give up. No one will come to save you. Even if someone comes to save you, they'll still die under the circumstances today. So, you'd better get married. The sacred son of samsara said coldly. Chapter 21:38. First bow to heaven and earth. Second bow to the heavenly demon ancestor. In the heavenly demon palace, the heavenly demon young master wore a long red robe and Xue Wei wore a red veil. They stood side by side as they bowed to heaven and earth. However, Xue Wei's body was stiff like a marionette. It was as if her body was being controlled and she could not move on her own. The heavenly demon ancestor was the ancestor of the demon race. Legend had it that he was the first demon emperor since the creation of the world. He led the demon race to glory and prosperity and was respected by all demons to this day. Regardless of whether it was a ceremony or a wedding, the demon race would always bow to the heavenly demon ancestor. Once Xue Wei's saintly being of samsara is broken, with the support of the heavenly demon young master, I will be the young sect master of the samsara temple. No one will be able to stop me then. The samsara saint thought to himself as he looked at the heavenly demon young master and Xue Wei. His eyes burned with passion. The heavenly demon young master's ability to capture the severely injured Xue Wei had a lot to do with the samsara saint. Xue Wei and the white dragon horse entered the chaotic ancient land to cultivate. During this time, Xue Wei used the power of the samsara temple to search for various treasures. Thus, the samsara saint found out about her whereabouts. It was because of the samsara saint that the heavenly demon young master was able to capture Xue Wei alive. The saintly being of samsara was one of the most powerful saintly beings in the world. It could carry the true meaning of the great path of samsara's secret skills and had always been the best candidate to be the master of samsara in the samsara temple. It was because of the saintly being of samsara that the samsara temple was able to prosper for so long. However, the heavenly demon young master had a secret skill that allowed him to steal the power of the saintly being of samsara through dual cultivation. Then, he would be able to obtain Xue Wei's saintly being of samsara and all her cultivation. He would then be able to break through to the highest level and possess unparalleled talent and great luck. Although the samsara saint coveted Xue Wei, he was wary of the master of samsara. If the master of samsara found out about this, he would definitely die a tragic death. Therefore, he had used the heaven demon young master to offer Xue Wei to the heaven demon young master in order to gain his support. The saint of samsara and the heavenly demon young master hit it off, which was why Xue Wei was captured alive. Husband and wife, bow to each other. As the MC shouted one last time, the heavenly demon young master and Xue Wei were about to kneel down and complete the final ceremony before becoming husband and wife. Rumble. However, at this moment, the sky above the celestial demon palace suddenly rumbled with thunder, causing the surrounding sky to tremble violently. Vast divine light shot through the sky, containing extremely terrifying pulses of energy. A figure dressed in white rode a majestic white dragon horse through the sky. His entire body was shrouded in a golden glow. Chaotic chi permeated the air. His eyes seemed to have the sun and moon revolving in them, mysterious and majestic. Heavenly demon young master, come out and face your death. A thunderous voice exploded in the void. It sounded like the angry roar of the celestial emperor, but it also sounded like the roar of a dragon from the ninth heaven. It contained a vast dragon's might, causing many people with lower cultivation to tremble. Their faces turned pale, and even blood flowed from the corners of their mouths. Everyone was shocked. It was the heavenly demon young master's joyous occasion. Who would dare to cause trouble at this time? Could it be that he was tired of living? The heavenly demon young master's body stiffened. His eyes were filled with bloodlust, revealing a shocking murderous aura and killing intent. He suddenly looked into the void. Who is it? How dare you trespass into my celestial demon palace? Without waiting for the heavenly demon young master's orders, a dozen black-robed guards immediately rushed into the sky. Their eyes were extremely cold and filled with murderous aura. They held black spears in their hands and did not hesitate to attack Ling Xiao. They wanted to kill Ling Xiao directly. To them, trespassing into the celestial demon palace at this time was equivalent to slapping the heavenly demon young master's face and offending the dignity of the celestial demon palace. Only blood could atone for this crime. The black-robed guards were all experts of the Sage-to-be level and were proficient in the art of teamwork. Their spears were like shocking lightning bolts that enveloped Ling Xiao and the white dragon horse. Scram! Ling Xiao's eyes flashed sharply as if the sun, moon, and stars were shooting out of them. Golden divine light rose from his body and he suddenly let out an angry roar that sounded like a dragon's roar. Rumble! A terrifying sound wave burst out from Ling Xiao's mouth. In an instant, it formed a golden dragon in the void. It looked very lifelike and exuded a vast dragon's aura. Then, it suddenly rushed forward. Crack! 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 A series of crisp sounds rang out. The dozen spears were broken in an instant. The golden divine dragon was incomparably powerful. It suddenly slammed into the black-robed guards. The black-robed guards trembled at the same time and then exploded in the void. A bloody mist filled the sky and sprinkled down from the sky, dyeing the celestial demon palace red. The air was filled with a strong smell of blood. Ling Xiao rode the white dragon horse and walked down from the sky. It was as if a vast force of heaven and earth was pressing down on him. Everyone trembled and felt a little suffocated. It was very oppressive. With a roar, more than a dozen experts were killed. Ling Xiao's powerful figure was deeply imprinted in everyone's hearts. Who is he? With a roar, he killed so many people. Could he be a genius who is proficient in the way of sound? Look, he's only a 9th revolution half-saint. Those black-robed guards are mostly high-level half-saints. A few of them are even 9th revolution half-saints. How could they be so weak in front of him? It's too terrifying. I don't know what grudge he has with the celestial demon young master. He actually killed his way to the celestial demon palace. No matter what grudge he has, this guy is dead for sure. Killing is not allowed in the celestial demon palace. I'm afraid it won't be long before the enforcers capture him. Everyone was in an uproar. Their eyes were filled with incomparable shock. They looked at Ling Xiao with reverence. For the experts of the celestial demon palace, they respected those who were stronger than them the most. It had to be said that Ling Xiao's powerful attack had left a deep impression on everyone. It's young master. Shui Wei's body shook violently. A terrifying aura rose around her. She suddenly broke free from the seal on her body and tore off the red veil on her head, revealing a flawless face. She was incomparably beautiful and peerlessly beautiful. Her eyes were filled with surprise and joy. She had been secretly accumulating energy in order to break free from the seal and find a chance to deal a fatal blow to the celestial demon young master. Now that she heard Ling Xiao's voice, she could no longer hold back and directly broke the seal. Chapter 2139. Shui Wei, I'm here to bring you home. Ling Xiao chuckled at Shui Wei. The peerless sharpness in his eyes slowly dissipated and was replaced by gentleness and affection. It was as if everything in the world had disappeared. At this moment, he only had eyes for Shui Wei. Shui Wei nodded vigorously. Her eyes were filled with astonishment, making her look even more beautiful and otherworldly. Her body glowed brightly and she was about to fly towards Ling Xiao. How dare you? The heavenly demon young master was both shocked and furious. Everything that had happened had caught him off guard. Ling Xiao had killed 10 of his subordinates with a single roar and now Shui Wei was about to leave him and throw herself into Ling Xiao's arms. This filled his heart with a towering rage. Although he didn't know who this person was, he already knew in his heart that this person would die without a doubt. Boom! The heavenly demon young master's face was as cold as ice. He stretched out his hand and a blazing divine light shot out from the void, forming a sharp and huge demon claw. He wanted to grab Shui Wei back. Clang! Without waiting for Ling Xiao to make a move, Shui Wei's eyes were filled with a sharp glint. Sharp sword intent rose around her and a resplendent sword light appeared in her palm. It contained the mysterious will of reincarnation as it slashed down towards the heavenly demon young master. The sword radiance was extremely bright and seemed to contain the aura of life and death. It wanted to cut everything into pieces. Kacha! The huge demon claw exploded in the void and Shui Wei broke free from the heavenly demon young master's control. Her speed was extremely fast and she was about to throw herself into Ling Xiao's arms in an instant. Buzz! However, at this moment, a black chain appeared silently behind Shui Wei and wrapped around her body. At the same time, a black divine light was about to enter Shui Wei's body. Nobody knew when the saint son of Samsara had appeared behind Shui Wei like a ghost and launched a sneak attack. He was extremely decisive and knew that Shui Wei was his biggest bargaining chip. No matter who this person was, he had to capture Shui Wei. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. You're courting death. A murderous intent flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. The flipping sky seal flew out from his palm at an extremely fast speed and charged towards the saint of Samsara. Crack! The void suddenly shattered and chaotic currents rose. The saint's son of Samsara flew out from the void, looking extremely miserable. The black chain that he controlled also exploded with a loud bang. The flipping sky seal's momentum was monstrous. It floated above the sky demon palace like an immemorial divine mountain. It seemed that it would explode with a shocking blow at any time. After the Thunder Spirit King swallowed the endless thunder spirits in the Thunder Calamity Sea, not only did his strength soar, but the flipping sky seal also seemed to have some strange changes. Its power became more and more terrifying. Young master, Shui Wei stood in front of Ling Xiao and looked at him in a daze. She said softly as a brilliant smile appeared on her face. At this moment, the world lost its color. She was dressed in a red dress and looked like a fairy. Her black hair fluttered in the wind, and her appearance was peerless. However, there was no world in her eyes. There was no one there, only Ling Xiao's figure. Then, she gently walked forward and hugged Ling Xiao. She buried her head in Ling Xiao's chest with a look of relief on her face. This. I didn't see anything. Little lunatic, what are you looking at? Don't you have any eyesight? The white dragon horse coughed softly and turned its head away. However, when it saw Feng Qingyang's dumbfounded expression, it couldn't help but kick Feng Qingyang's head, causing him to grimace in pain. This can't be my sister-in-law, right? Feng Qingyang sneaked up on the white dragon horse. He didn't fight the white dragon horse with his life. Instead, he winked and whispered to the white dragon horse. Perhaps she can be considered as one. The white dragon horse had a strange look in its eyes. She can be considered as one. Could there be other sisters-in-law? Feng Qingyang mumbled suspiciously. Ling Xiao ignored the white dragon horse and Feng Qingyang's little tricks. This was because the heavenly demon young master and the saint of Samsara had already surrounded them with their men. Who are you? How dare you barge into the sky demon palace? Release this young master's wife. The heavenly demon young master saw Shui Wei in Ling Xiao's arms and was filled with jealousy. His eyes were about to spit fire as he glared at Ling Xiao. Brother heavenly demon, I know who he is. I didn't expect him to still be alive. The saint of Samsara stared at Ling Xiao and said coldly. Who is he? The heavenly demon young master asked. Long Out Yen, the battle hall master of the war god temple. Everyone thought that he had died 3 years ago at the hands of the Chinese saints and the heavenly curse sect. No one expected him to still be alive and enter the chaotic ancient land. The saint of Samsara sneered and said. He was extremely shocked. Although Ling Xiao's cultivation was only at the 9th revolution half-saint realm, his combat strength was too terrifying. The energy waves that Ling Xiao exuded made him feel threatened. Long Out Yen. He's Long Out Yen. Everyone was shocked. Although this was the demon race's saint city, there were many human experts here. Naturally, they knew Ling Zhao's name. The glorious battle 3 years ago had made Ling Zhao's reputation comparable to the saints of the other 12 saint lands. Some people even thought that if Ling Zhao had not died, he might have had a chance to compete with those ancient sky prides. Long Out Yen. I don't care who you are. Hand over Shui Wei and kneel down to apologize. If you do, I'll leave your corpse intact. The heavenly demon young master sneered. Although he had heard of the rumors about Ling Zhao, he didn't take it to heart. As the young lord of the heavenly demon realm, he had his own pride, which was enough for him to sweep through the crowd. Even many ancient sky prides had to bow before him. Who dares to make a move in the demon race's saint city? At the same time, the enforcers of the demon race's saint city had arrived. There were more than a dozen figures wearing worn-out armor or animal skins. Each of them had an ancient and terrifying aura. Their eyes were overflowing with murderous intent, and their bodies were surrounded by a murderous aura. They held powerful weapons in their hands and locked onto the sky. The enforcer's strength was extremely terrifying. Even ancient sky prides who dared to behave atrociously in the demon race's saint city were no match for these enforcers. At this moment, everyone was shocked when they felt the murderous aura from the many enforcers. They could not help but retreat. Esteemed enforcers, today is Brother Heavenly Demon's wedding day. However, this person broke into the Heavenly Demon Palace, killed the palace guards, and snatched Brother Heavenly Demon's bride. I hope esteemed enforcers can uphold justice and kill this person on the spot. The reincarnation saint cupped his hands and bowed to the enforcers. Whether it was the rules that these enforcers represented, the powerful combat strength of these enforcers, or the protectors behind these enforcers, the reincarnation saint and the others were extremely wary of them. Chapter 2140. Take him down, dead or alive. The heavenly demon young master pointed at Ling Zhao and ordered the enforcers. To everyone's surprise, the enforcers obeyed the heavenly demon young master's order and surrounded Ling Zhao with murderous intent. Kid, hand over the heavenly demon young master's bride and surrender. Otherwise, we'll destroy your soul and make sure you're never reincarnated. The leader of the enforcers was a burly man with 2 hammers in his hands. He was dressed in tattered animal hide and his muscles were bulging. He was filled with explosive power as he glared at Ling Zhao and roared. His voice boomed like thunder. Your enforcers. How can you listen to their side of the story? What if I say that they started it first? Ling Zhao frowned and stared at the enforcers. He could feel that these law enforcers were not to be trifled with. Each and every one of them was incomparably powerful and had experienced hundreds of battles. Ordinary experts of the 9th Revolution half-saint realm were simply no match for them. Perhaps only experts of the 3rd level of heaven treading could fight them. With so many enforcers, it was enough to kill a 3rd stage ascension expert. However, he didn't expect these enforcers to obey the heavenly demon young master's orders. This made Ling Zhao extremely angry. Young master, rumor has it that the protectors of the demon saint city were once favored by the heavenly demon emperor. Therefore, these enforcers have been secretly instructed to obey the heavenly demon young master's orders. That's why they're siding with the heavenly demon young master. Shui Wei whispered to Ling Zhao. Ling Zhao understood and sneered. The light in his eyes turned even colder. We have our own judgment as to who made the first move. Surrender and follow us back for investigation. Otherwise, don't blame us for being rude. The burly man in the lead sneered. I didn't expect that the so-called enforcers who uphold justice are just a bunch of petty people who rely on the rich and powerful. It seems that I've overestimated you. Since that's the case, there's no need for you to exist. Ling Zhao sighed. His eyes were extremely calm. I've already said that these guys aren't good people. We might as well kill them all and turn the demon saint city into a city of chaos. The white dragon horse sneered. There were 108 holy cities in the ancient chaos land. Although there were enforcers and guardians in each holy city, there had been heaven-defying experts who had killed the enforcers and guardians by force in the past 3 years, turning the holy city into a city of chaos without any order or rules. As soon as Ling Xiao and the white dragon horse spoke, the faces of the enforcers changed. Chaos City was their bottom line. Seeing Ling Xiao and the white dragon horse acting so brazenly, their killing intent was ignited. "You're courting death. Go. Life or death." The burly man sneered, his body exuding an incomparably blazing killing intent. Rumble. He made the first move. His twin hammers were like 2 mountains as they came crashing down toward Ling Xiao. At the same time, the enforcers around him were filled with murderous aura. Their eyes were cold as they unleashed powerful superpowers. Their bodies were shrouded in saint aura as if they could tear the world apart. The enforcers made their moves at the same time. Long Outyen is too arrogant, isn't he? How dare he offend the law enforcement officers? Now, no one can save them. That's right. So what if he's powerful? The enforcers are all powerhouses who have experienced countless battles. Although they aren't very talented, their combat strength is superb. Moreover, they have the guardian behind them. Long Outyen is dead for sure. He has to pay the price for trespassing in the heavenly demon palace in the monster's Saint City. Many experts from the demon clan sneered, their eyes filled with icy coldness. They naturally didn't think highly of Ling Xiao. In the past 3 years, many talented powerhouses had been rebellious and disobeyed the iron rules of the monster's Saint City. However, all of them were killed by the enforcers without exception. Today, not only were there the enforcers, but there were also the Saint of Samsara and the young master of the heavenly demon palace. There was also the mysterious lord of the enforcers. Ling Xiao could be said to be heavily surrounded. Everyone thought that he would definitely die. Protect Xue Wei. Ling Xiao placed Xue Wei on the white dragon horse and ordered. Then, he turned around and charged toward the enforcers. Xue Wei's injuries hadn't healed, but Ling Xiao had already fed her a supreme healing golden elixir. At the same time, he asked the white dragon horse and Feng Qingyang to protect Xue Wei. He chose to face the enforcers alone. After all, the Saint of Samsara and the young master of the heavenly demon palace were still eyeing him covetously. Rumble. Ling Xiao punched out and a golden fist print exploded like a dazzling sun. It contained unparalleled divine power and directly collided with the 2 hammers of the burly man. Terrifying shockwaves swept out. Along with the eruption of primal chaos chi, the 2 giant hammers buzzed and trembled. A terrifying force erupted, causing the burly man's expression to change involuntarily. After which, he was forced to retreat. The burly man's original form was an ancient rare species. His physical body was unparalleled. In addition to the 2 hammers in his hands, he possessed terrifying strength. He had always been invincible. He didn't expect to lose to Ling Xiao. Crack. Ling Xiao didn't give him a chance to react at all. He kicked the burly man in the chest and sent him flying. Swoosh. 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 At the same time, the other enforcers charged toward Ling Xiao. Terrifying killing intent rose from their bodies as they displayed their incomparably powerful superpowers. Long sabers swept across the sky, sharp divine swords, and spear radiance pierced through everything. All of them were aimed at Ling Xiao's vital points. Although the individual strength of these enforcers wasn't very strong, only equivalent to the cultivation of a 9th revolution half-saint, their cooperation was superb. Moreover, they possessed extremely powerful combat instincts. Rumble. Ling Xiao's fists were like dragons. His eyes were incomparably sharp, and a murderous aura rose around him. No matter how powerful the divine ability was, he would break it with a single punch. Any attack that blocked his way would explode. The surrounding space trembled as Ling Xiao and the enforcers engaged in an intense battle. Almost every attack unleashed a force as powerful as a tsunami. It was as if a volcano had erupted, releasing endless divine light. Form the Zhou Tian star battle formation. The burly man roared angrily. He could feel Ling Xiao's strength. Although more than a dozen enforcers attacked at the same time, they couldn't do anything to Ling Xiao. If this continued, the enforcers would be defeated soon. Rumble. Chapter 2141. The other enforcers also roared at the same time. Their auras intertwined, and stars floated out one after another, filling the air with blazing starlight. Above the 9 heavens, the endless starry sky lit up instantly. The vast power of the stars descended, forming pillars of divine light. The power of the stars that filled the sky poured into their bodies, causing their auras and strength to skyrocket. The enforcers surrounded Ling Xiao in the center. Their auras intertwined, and it was as if their strength had skyrocketed by dozens or even hundreds of times in an instant. Crack! The void shook violently, and a mysterious sound wave exploded, causing the sky to shake at the same time. It wanted to shatter Ling Xiao, who was in the middle of it, into dust. Zhou Tian's starry battle formation. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. Streaks of chaotic aura surrounded his body, forming a vast boundary of chaos. His body was sparkling and resplendent, containing an immortal fluctuation. The strange sound wave vibrated, causing the chaotic aura around Ling Xiao to tremble and ripple. However, it was unable to cause any harm to Ling Xiao. So what if you're borrowing the power of the formation? You're still too weak. Break for me. Blazing golden light rose in Ling Xiao's eyes. He instantly soared into the sky and threw a punch at the burly man. Crack! Ling Xiao unleashed the Heavenly Emperor's fist. The chaotic aura around him rose, and the illusory image of the 3,000 great worlds appeared. The void suddenly shattered, and the divine light that filled the sky seemed to be sucked into his fist. The pillars of divine light trembled violently, as if they were about to collapse at any time. Seeing that Ling Xiao had shaken Zhou Tian's starry battle formation by himself, the enforcers could not help but change their expressions. It was as if they had trapped an awakened ancient ferocious beast, and the formation was about to be torn apart at any time. Kill! The burly man roared angrily. Streaks of starlight intertwined, and in an instant, the great Tao Law descended like divine chains of order, wrapping around Ling Xiao's body. Rumble! The god sequence chains wrapped around Ling Xiao's arms and legs, as if they had completely nullified Ling Xiao's unparalleled fist mark. However, there was a hint of mockery in Ling Xiao's eyes as he softly spat out a word. Suppress. In an instant, the flipping sky seal, which was floating in the void, came crashing down like a divine mountain. It contained destructive power and enveloped all the law enforcement officers. The easiest place to break this kind of battle formation was the outside world. Ling Xiao could tell that the star battle formation of Zhou Tian was extremely mysterious. Even if he wanted to break it by force, it would not be easy. That was why he used the fist of the Celestial Emperor to attract the attention of the enforcers. Then, he unleashed the power of the flipping sky seal to suppress them. Crack! The starlight all over the sky suddenly exploded. The surrounding void shook violently and the stars shattered. Zhou Tian's star battle formation was directly shattered by the flipping sky seal. The law enforcement officers trembled violently as they suffered a strong backlash from the formation. They coughed up blood and were suddenly sent flying. It seems like we don't even need to do anything. He can settle the battle by himself. Feng Qingyang muttered to the white dragon horse helplessly. Hee. These pieces of trash still dare to fight with Ling Xiao. They are simply courting death. Today, they will probably wreak havoc in the demon race's Saint City. The white dragon horse also laughed proudly. They were full of confidence in Ling Xiao and were not surprised by the outcome. The law enforcement officers are willing to be lackeys and do things unfairly. What's the use of keeping you alive? I think you should all go to hell. Murderous intent flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. The flipping sky seal rose into the air and once again pressed down on the law enforcement officers. He wanted to kill all of them. Swoosh! However, at this moment, a bright light bloomed. A green copper pot appeared in the void and emitted boundless rays of light. It looked simple and mysterious. In an instant, it stood in front of the law enforcement officers and collided with the flipping sky seal. Kacha! The void vibrated violently. The flipping sky seal and the copper pot shook violently and flew back at the same time. Relying on the power of the flipping sky seal, what kind of ability is that? Long Out Yen, since you dare to attack the law enforcement officers, you are defying the laws of heaven. Today, I have no choice but to kill you. The heavenly demon young lord exuded an extremely terrifying aura. It was extremely sharp and seemed to emit billions of sword chi. The copper pot floated above his head and scattered rays of light. When he blinked, there was a mysterious scene of the creation of heaven and earth. It made him look even more mysterious and majestic. It's the 10,000 demon sword pot. This is an imitation of the 10,000 demon sword pot that was personally refined by the heavenly demon emperor. It has a trace of the 10,000 demon sword pot's extreme emperor power. It is extremely terrifying. Legend has it that the heavenly demon young lord used the 10,000 demon sword pot to kill a sage. Someone exclaimed and his eyes were filled with respect. Ling Xiao relies on the flipping sky seal. Now that he has encountered the 10,000 demon sword pot, he has kicked an iron plate. That's right. With the heavenly demon young lord around, he definitely won't be able to kill the law enforcement officers. Everyone was discussing animatedly. The 10,000 demon sword pot floated above the heavenly demon young lord's head and emitted billions of rays of light. Sword chi rose, making him look like a sword sage who controlled the way of the sword and was extremely powerful. Heavenly demon young lord. No one can save the person I want to kill, not even you. Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with murderous intent and the aura around him rose to the maximum. Rumble. The flipping sky seal flew across the sky and pressed down on the heavenly demon young lord. It was shrouded in blazing lightning. The Thunder Spirit King had activated the terrifying Thunder Dao origin energy contained in it. At the same time, Ling Xiao threw a punch at the heavenly demon young lord. His fist print was unparalleled and rumbled like thunder. With me around, you won't be able to kill the law enforcement officers. The heavenly demon young lord's eyes were cold. The 10,000 demon sword pot suddenly emitted infinite rays of light. Sword radiance flew out from it and the terrifying sword essence shrouded the sky. Blazing sword radiance filled the sky and shot toward the flipping sky seal and Ling Xiao. The heavenly demon young lord stretched out his hands and grabbed at Ling Xiao's heart as if he could pierce through the void. He wanted to pluck Ling Xiao's heart out. Clang! 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 The sword radiance in the sky collided with the flipping sky seal and exploded with blazing divine light fluctuations. It was as if everything was turned into dust and only the most fundamental divine light fluctuations were left. Ling Xiao seemed to have been forced back by the sword radiance in the sky and looked extremely pathetic. In the next moment, his body was pierced by the heavenly demon young lord. Oh no! The heavenly demon young lord's expression changed. Just as he was about to pluck Ling Xiao's heart out and severely injure him, he suddenly realized that the Ling Xiao in front of him was just an illusion and instantly exploded into nothingness. The real Ling Xiao appeared in the sky above the enforcers. His eyes were filled with killing intent, and his arms pressed down. Streaks of blazing flames rose and appeared directly in a three-legged, two-eared cauldron. The mouth of the cauldron emitted an extremely violent devouring power. Boom! The dozen or so law enforcement officers did not expect this at all. Even if they did, they would not be able to resist the terrifying power of the Yen Emperor Cauldron. They were sucked into the Yen Emperor Cauldron by Ling Xiao's heaven-devouring secret skill and instantly fell into the Yen Emperor Cauldron like dumplings. Chapter 2142. The Yen Emperor Cauldron emitted a blazing light that contained a vast devouring power. The flowing flames were the fire of the Great Path and could burn the heavens and the earth. Even though the enforcers were extremely powerful, they were instantly reduced to ashes after being sucked into the Yen Emperor Cauldron. Coupled with the power of the heaven-devouring secret skill, they did not even have time to scream. I've said it before. No one can save the people I want to kill. Ling Xiao said as he stared at the heavenly demon young master with the Yen Emperor cauldron above his head and blazing flames rising around him. You! How dare you kill the enforcers? The heavenly demon young master's face darkened instantly and his eyes were filled with shock and coldness. What were the enforcers? The enforcers represented the order and rules of the holy city and the will of the great path. Together with the guardians, they were the most powerful forces in the holy city. Although there were powerful people who had slaughtered the enforcers and guardians in the holy city and turned it into a chaotic city, those holy cities were not powerful and could not be compared to the holy city of the monster race. The strength of the demon race's holy city could be ranked in the top 10 among the 108 holy cities. The sky is falling. He killed the enforcers. I'm afraid the guardians will have to step in. This time, there's really no one who can save him. This Long Outyen. He's too bold. Everyone was stunned as well. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. The enforcers were extremely united. Although there were not many of them, they were all powerful people who had survived hundreds of battles and thousands of tribulations. If they attacked together, their power would be earth-shattering and it would not be difficult for them to kill a saint. Not to mention, the guardians who stood behind the enforcers were unfathomable. The guardians of the holy city must be real saints and they were extremely powerful. They could control the power of the holy city and summon supreme killing formations. Their combat strength was extraordinary. Even if the powerful people in the other holy cities killed the enforcers and guardians, they would only do so after luring them out of the holy city. No one in the holy city dared to face them head-on. What's the point of keeping the enforcers if they are not fair? Ling Xiao said with a cold smile. His eyes were filled with divine light as he stared intently at the heavenly demon young master. You're dead. I can guarantee that no matter what you're relying on, you'll die today. The heavenly demon young master's eyes were gloomy and his murderous intent was so strong that it seemed to materialize. He felt as though he had been slapped by Ling Xiao. His face was burning with pain. He had actually been deceived by Ling Xiao's incarnation. Not only had he failed to save the enforcers, but he had also allowed Ling Xiao to kill all the enforcers. This was a humiliation for the heavenly demon young master. Crack! At this moment, the sky seemed to have shattered. A huge vortex of divine light appeared in the void above, spewing out endless blazing lightning. The mighty might of the heavens spread out, causing people's hearts to tremble. An indomitable figure stepped out from the sky. Vast saint aura rose around him. Chaotic chi permeated the air, enveloping the boundless laws of the great path. He appeared above the celestial demon palace. Who is it? Who? A cold voice rumbled. It contained a mysterious power that caused the heavens and earth to tremble. It was a middle-aged man in red armor. His face was indifferent and his eyes contained an ancient power. The aura around him was so strong that it seemed to be able to destroy everything. His body was covered in flames and his scorching aura was so strong that it seemed to be able to burn everything into ashes. Behind the middle-aged man were dozens of figures with terrifying auras. They were all enforcers with divine weapons. Their eyes were cold and they looked at Ling Xiao with murderous intent. It's Lord Guardian! Someone exclaimed, his voice trembling uncontrollably. The guardian of the heavenly demon saint city, Demon Saint Nine Sun. Legend had it that Demon Saint Nine Sun's true form was an ancient ferocious beast with terrifying strength. However, no one had ever seen Demon Saint Nine Sun's true form. He had only appeared once 3 years ago and shocked everyone who entered the city. This time, Demon Saint Nine Sun had come out because Ling Xiao had killed more than 10 enforcers. Ling Xiao, you are in big trouble. This is the guardian of the heavenly demon saint city, Demon Saint Nine Sunday. He is extremely powerful and has mastered the supreme killing array of the heavenly demon saint city. You have killed so many enforcers. He will not let us go. Let's think of a way to leave quickly. Feng Qingyang's voice, which was filled with bitterness and helplessness, entered Ling Xiao's ears. He had not expected Ling Xiao to be so hot-tempered that he would kill all the enforcers. He had thought that he would be able to escape with Xue Wei after frightening the enforcers. However, he had not expected Ling Xiao to poke the hornet's nest. This time, it would be difficult to resolve the matter peacefully. Lord Nine's son, he is the one who killed the enforcers, Long Outyen. He even said that he would turn the heavenly demon Saint City into the next Chaos City. The Saint of Samsara pointed at Ling Xiao and sneered. That's right. Lord Nine's sons, this brat doesn't even put the demon Saint City in his eyes. He forced his way into the demon Saint City and stole my bride. When the enforcers came to stop him, he went crazy and killed the enforcers. This brat must die. The heavenly demon young master said coldly. His eyes were filled with cold killing intent. He and the Saint of Samsara each led a group of people and surrounded Ling Xiao. Their killing intent was locked on to Ling Xiao and the others, and they were ready to deal a fatal blow at any time. You killed the enforcers. Demon Saint Nine's son looked at Ling Xiao expressionlessly. His expression was indifferent. That's right, it was me. If the enforcers are unjust, they don't deserve to be enforcers. Ling Xiao nodded. His eyes were clear as he looked directly at Demon Saint Nine Sunday. So, you want to kill me, the Guardian, too? Who gave you the courage to behave so atrociously in the heavenly Demon Saint City? Demon Saint Nine's son stared at Ling Xiao. His eyes were gradually filled with coldness. It was as if a sleeping primordial ferocious beast had slowly opened its eyes. Ling Xiao felt an incomparable sense of danger from Demon Saint Nine Sunday. Demon Saint Nine's son, as the guardian, are you going to be like those enforcers and decide the life and death of others without knowing whether they are right or wrong? If that's the case, what kind of guardian are you? Ling Xiao sneered. Chapter 2143. Ling Xiao had come today not only to rescue Xue Wei, but also to kill the heavenly demon young master and the Saint of Samsara. So what if the enforcers and guardians intervened? Then, he might as well turn the holy city of the demon race upside down. The enforcers and guardians are appointed by the Great Tao. They are in charge of the laws and order and regulate the actions of all living beings. Anyone who enters the heavenly demon's holy city must abide by the rules and laws of the holy city. In the heavenly demon's holy city, I am the law and the heavenly Tao. Today, I will punish you on behalf of the heavens and sentence you to death. Do you plead guilty? Demon Saint Nine's son walked toward Ling Xiao step by step. His voice contained the power of the heavens and shook the void. He exuded a vast force of the heavens and earth. With every step he took, he accumulated power, causing his aura to become more and more terrifying. It suddenly pressed down on Ling Xiao. It felt as if an immemorial divine mountain had collapsed. It contained an incomparably terrifying spiritual fluctuation. It was as if Demon Sage Nine's son had transformed into an ancient great emperor. If an ordinary person was in a trance, they would have fallen to their knees. However, to Nine's son Demon Saint's disappointment, Ling Xiao's expression remained calm. His grand force mystic technique, which had always been successful, was useless in front of Ling Xiao. It did not even cause Ling Xiao's body to tremble. Plead guilty. What a joke. If the law is unfair, then I will destroy it. If the heavenly Tao is unfair, then I will go against the heavens. Who do you think you are to make me plead guilty? Ling Xiao said with a cold smile. His voice was extremely impassioned. Well said. This old bastard is too arrogant. Isn't it just because he has mastered some of the holy city's formations? If we were outside the holy city, I would beat you until your mother couldn't recognize you. The white dragon horse at the side could not help but mock Ling Xiao. It was a fearless lord to begin with. Let alone a mere guardian, even if a more powerful great sage or holy king were to descend, its bad habit of having a foul mouth would not change. How dare you? How dare you? The heavenly demon young master and the Saint of Samsara's expressions turned cold as they berated Ling Xiao. You are the one who is bold. You are the one who is impudent. What nonsense is this heavenly demon's holy city? It has long become a place of filth. I think it's time for you law enforcers and guardians to die. Perhaps everyone would be better off without you. The white dragon horse sneered, its face full of arrogance and savagery. The heavenly demon young lord and the reincarnation saint's son gnashed their teeth in anger. What a boring battle of words. In this world, the strong are respected. If you want to go against the heavens, then let's see if you have the strength to do so. Nine Sun Demon Saint said indifferently. Blazing flames seemed to overflow from his eyes, making his aura even more terrifying and powerful. He locked onto Ling Xiao and slowly raised a palm. Suddenly, the great path laws intertwined, forming an incomparably mysterious sun in the center of his palm. It seemed to be able to incinerate everything. Rumble. Ling Xiao's qi and blood began to boil. His eyes were filled with a strong fighting spirit. The powerful threat emanating from Nine Sun Demon Saint made him excited. Ling Xiao could feel that his essence, qi, and spirit had reached their limits. His qi and blood were abundant, his primordial spirit was crystal clear, and the saint energy in his body was boiling. Even his heart realm had reached a state of perfection. There seemed to be a mysterious opportunity flowing, allowing him to break through his limits and ascend to the supreme heaven-treading state. The feeling was incomparably wonderful. Ling Xiao had a feeling that the opportunity to break through his limits might fall on Nine Sun Demon Saint in front of him. Wait! Just as a great battle was about to break out, an old voice suddenly came from the void. An old man with a ruddy complexion and white hair stepped through the void with a walking stick in his hand. His face was extremely ruddy, but his eyes were filled with ancient and vicissitudes of life, as if they contained a vast starry sky. He looked very wise and far-sighted. The old man's aura was very strange. It contained a majestic vitality. He appeared between Ling Xiao and Nine Sun Demon Saint at the right time. It was as if he was silently moisturizing everything, neutralizing Ling Xiao's and Nine Sun Demon Saint's fierce aura. Fellow cultivator Mu, why have you come here? Nine Sun Demon Saint's eyes flashed with a hint of fear. Fellow cultivator Nine Sun, I'm here on young Master N's orders. Please let Long Outyin go. Young Master N will owe you a favor. The old man with ruddy complexion smiled faintly. Young Master N. Nine Sun Demon Saint's body trembled. His expression was a little uncertain, and he fell silent for a moment. Who is this young Masterin? Someone couldn't help but ask with a hint of doubt in his eyes. Young Masterin. It's actually young Masterin. Who is this Long Outyin? How is he related to young Masterin? Someone exclaimed. His entire body began to tremble. Young Masterin is the personal disciple of Monarch Tunshin. He's extremely talented and famous in the demon realm. He's even known as the second Monarch Tunshin. Monarch Tunshin is said to be the most promising expert in the entire demon realm. He's extremely powerful. Someone explained. Young Masterin was extremely famous in the demon realm. He was even more famous than the heavenly demon young master. Many ordinary demon clans might not have the right to know him, but the geniuses of the demon clan had all heard of him. Who would have thought that young Masterin would stand up for Ling Xiao? Ling Xiao's eyes also revealed a strange look. He didn't seem to recognize this young Masterin. Then why was young Masterin helping him? Young Masterin. It's actually him. The heavenly demon young master's face turned even uglier when he heard this name. In the demon realm, the heavenly demon young master was extremely talented. He had always been an unparalleled existence. Even the legendary geniuses of the monarch clans were overshadowed by his brilliance. However, all of this changed after young Masterin appeared. Young Masterin had only appeared in the demon realm for a dozen years, but he had already revealed his shocking talent. His strength had improved by leaps and bounds, and his talent was monstrous to the extreme. After being accepted as a personal disciple by Monarch Tunshin, he was even more outstanding than the heavenly demon young master. Coupled with Monarch Tunshin's illustrious reputation, many people believed that the heavenly demon Young Master was weaker than Young Masterin in terms of talent and strength. Young Masterin was a thorn in the side of the heavenly demon Young Master. Chapter 2144. The Sky Demon Young Master sneered when he saw Nine Sun Demon Sage's hesitation. Lord Nine Sun Demon Sage, are you afraid of a mere Young Masterin? No matter how strong he is, he can't control the demon holy city. If you kill Long Outyen today, I'll give you a 7 revolution golden core. A 7 revolution golden core? Are you serious? Nine Sun's eyes lit up. A 7 revolution Great Sage Golden Core was a supreme sage pill. It contained a vast amount of heavenly law and could help a sage break through to the Great Sage stage. If Demon Sage Nine Sun could become a great sage, the demon holy city would be firmly under his control. He didn't expect the heavenly demon Young Master to have a 7 revolution golden core. Of course. We heavenly demons are true to our words. You should trust the reputation of the heavenly demon Imperial Emperor, right? The heavenly demon Young Master smiled proudly. I trust you, of course I trust you. Nine Sun smiled faintly. Then, he turned to the elder and said, Brother Muen, if you give me a 7 revolution golden core, I'll let Long Outyen go. How about it? I believe that a 7 revolution Great Saint golden core shouldn't be too difficult for Young Masterin. Upon hearing Nine Sun's words, the heavenly demon Young Master's expression instantly turned ugly. He almost coughed up a mouthful of blood. At the end of the day, Demon Sage Nine Sun was still somewhat afraid of Young Masterin. He was actually willing to accept Young Master and 7 revolution golden core, which put the heavenly demon Young Master in an extremely awkward position. Brother Nine Sun, I think it's better to be content with what you have. What do you think? Although a 7 revolution golden core is nothing to Young Masterin, you can't accept it if he doesn't intend to give it to you. The elder, Muen, smiled faintly. If that's the case, don't blame me for not giving Young Masterin face. Long Outyen killed the enforcer of the demon holy city. He must die. Demon Saint Nine Sun's expression turned cold as he spoke indifferently. Brother Nine Sun, I hope you won't regret this. Muen shook his head. What? Brother Muen, do you want to exchange a few blows with me? Nine Sun Demon Sage's eyes turned cold, revealing a trace of ferocity. In the demonic Saint City, I'm not your match, so I won't fight you. Today, I'm only passing the message on behalf of Young Masterin. If you insist on making a move, then do as you please. Muen said indifferently. Then, he floated down and stood on top of a mountain. He closed his eyes. He really had no intention of getting involved in this matter. Ling Xiao was a little surprised by Muen's attitude. Muen's cultivation was unfathomable, and his aura was extremely powerful. He wasn't any weaker than Demon Saint Nine Sun, so he should be a saint-level expert. He only sent a few words to Demon Sage Nine Sun, and then stood to the side as if it had nothing to do with him. He had no intention of getting involved. Muen's attitude made Ling Xiao even more curious about Young Master N's identity. Long Outyen, I didn't expect you to know Young Masterin. No wonder you are so fearless. However, even young Lord N can't save you today. Prepare to die. Demon Saint Nine Sun was completely enraged. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he instantly attacked Ling Xiao. Boom! He took a step forward, and a vast aura rose around him. In an instant, it formed a huge palm print in the void and slammed down on Ling Xiao. At the same time, blazing flames rose around Demon Saint Nine Sun's body. They were like crimson fire snakes that coiled around Ling Xiao from all directions. Ling Xiao could feel the vigorous vitality in Demon Saint Nine Sun's body. He didn't dare to be careless and attacked as well. Crack! Ling Xiao immediately unleashed the most powerful strength in his physical body. The vast golden qi and blood around him rose up and turned into a mysterious dragon in the void. The dragon's roar shook the sky as Ling Xiao threw a punch at Demon Saint Nine Sunday. He used the ancestral dragon's secret skill to activate the Heavenly Emperor's fist, which gave Ling Xiao's punch an indestructible energy fluctuation. Boom! The void shook violently as Ling Xiao's punch shattered the huge palm print. Then, it collided with the flames in the sky. Blazing divine light gushed out, and the flames all exploded. Kill! Ling Xiao's eyes were extremely sharp. Facing the powerful demon Saint Nine's son, he didn't show the slightest fear. He immediately unleashed his strongest strength. He could feel that demon Saint Nine's son's strength was extremely powerful, far surpassing the strength of a heaven-treading realm expert. He should have the combat strength of a heaven-treading realm expert. Moreover, demon Saint Nine's son had comprehended the Great Path Law, and his attacks contained vast heavenly might. His strength was extremely terrifying. However, Ling Xiao knew that this wasn't demon Saint Nine's son's strongest combat strength. Demon Saint Nine's son was the guardian of the demon saint's holy city, and he controlled the supreme killing formation of the demon saint's holy city. That was the most terrifying strength. Boom! 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 Ling Xiao threw out hundreds of punches in an instant. The golden fist print was surrounded by chaotic aura, and it seemed to form hundreds of mysterious illusory worlds that pressed down on Demon Saint Nine's Sunday. Flames rose around Demon Saint Nine's son's body as the Great Path Law intertwined and turned into numerous dazzling suns. They fought against Ling Xiao's fist print and shattered the illusory worlds. Ling Xiao and Demon Saint Nine's son's speed was extremely fast, leaving behind afterimages in the void. It was as if two dazzling balls of light, one golden and one red, were colliding. Each of their attacks seemed to be able to shatter heaven and earth, and they contained destructive energy waves. Long Outyen's strength is so terrifying that he can fight Demon Saint Nine's son to such an extent? Everyone was stunned. After hundreds of rounds, Ling Xiao and Demon Saint Nine's son weren't at a disadvantage at all. There were faint signs that they were evenly matched. In particular, Ling Xiao's physical body was extremely powerful, and he could almost tear heaven and earth apart. His chaotic fist prints were ferocious and domineering, and they contained a vast dragon's might. It made people's hearts tremble, and it left a deep impression on everyone. Even when Ling Xiao killed more than a dozen enforcers in succession, he didn't give people as much of an impact as he did at this moment. He's a 9th Revolution half-saint. He hasn't advanced to the 3rd stage of heaven treading, but he already has the battle prowess of a saint. This kid's talent is truly monstrous. Someone exclaimed in surprise. So what if he can fight Demon Saint Nine's son for a short period of time? Lord Nine's son hasn't used his true strength yet. It's only a matter of time before Long Outyen is defeated. That's right. The protectors are protectors not because of their own strength, but because of the powerful strength bestowed by the holy city. Sigh, what a pity. I'm afraid that a peerless genius of the human race is going to die. Everyone discussed spiritedly. After a short period of shock, most people still believed that Ling Xiao was no match for Demon Saint Nine's Sunday. They were afraid that he would be defeated in the end. Chapter 2145. Kacha. Chaotic light rose from the void, and a mysterious scene appeared in front of everyone. Ling Xiao and Demon Saint Nine's son were both sent flying back at the same time. Golden blood energy rose from Ling Xiao's body, and mysterious runes circled around him. A golden divine dragon seemed to appear behind him, and he exuded an extremely terrifying energy fluctuation. His physical body was extremely strong, and it was completely unleashed during the battle with Demon Saint Nine's Sunday. Demon Saint Nine's son's strength was also extremely terrifying. His physical body was also extremely strong, and he was not at a disadvantage when fighting against Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao could feel that there was an extremely ancient and mysterious energy in Demon Saint Nine's son's body that made his physical body indestructible, and it contained an immortal and mysterious light. A mere human actually has such a powerful physical body. I want to see how strong you are. Demon Saint Nine's son was even more shocked. After exchanging blows with Ling Xiao, he felt that Ling Xiao was not to be trifled with. Demon Saint Nine's son's true form was an ancient ferocious beast. His physical body was extremely terrifying, and he could even fight against true dragons and true phoenixes. In this chaotic ancient land, his true form alone was enough to suppress everyone. However, now that he was facing Ling Xiao, he felt an incomparably strong threat. Boom! Demon Saint Nine's sun roared, and the terrifying energy in his body erupted. It was as if it could tear apart this part of the world. Endless divine light rose, and an extremely mysterious shadow appeared behind him. It was a divine bull that was as red as fire, and it looked like a tiger. It had a pair of wings on its back, but its body was covered in ancient and mysterious scales. It had a single horn on its head, and its eyes contained the sun and moon. Its 4 limbs seemed to be able to support the world, and its aura was extremely terrifying. Demon Saint Nine's son threw a punch at Ling Xiao, and the crimson ferocious beast immediately pounced at Ling Xiao. It emitted a ferocious aura, and it wanted to swallow Ling Xiao whole. This is the ancient ferocious beast, Qiongqi. A sharp light flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. When he saw the mysterious shadow behind Demon Saint Nine's son, he understood that Demon Saint Nine's son's true form was actually one of the 4 ancient ferocious beasts, Qiongqi. The Qiongqi was a ferocious beast of extreme yang during the ancient times. It was said to be able to devour all evil spirits and devils. It could even fight with true dragons and phoenixes. It was extremely powerful. Ling Xiao had never expected Demon Sage Nine's son's true form to be the ancient ferocious beast, Qiongqi. Boom! Ling Xiao's battle intent was also stimulated by Nine's son Demon Saint. Blazing blood-red light rose from his body as he clenched his invincible fist and charged toward Nine's son Demon Saint. Ling Xiao's fist was majestic, as if it could cover this part of the world. This was the heavenly sovereign's fist that he had comprehended from the supreme thunder tribulation. It could suppress the heavens and 10,000 worlds with unparalleled might. Crack! The void trembled violently. Ling Xiao's fist was aimed at Nine's son Demon Saint's head. However, the void in front of him trembled, and Nine's son Demon Saint disappeared in front of Ling Xiao like a ghost. In the next moment, Nine's son Demon Saint appeared behind Ling Xiao and slashed down with his palm. It was so majestic that it seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth apart. Ling Xiao seemed to have eyes on the back of his head. He wasn't surprised by Nine's son Demon Saint's actions at all. He leaped into the air and kicked at Nine's son Demon Saint. Boom! Ling Xiao's kick crushed Nine's son Demon Saint's palm into dust. He didn't slow down at all and continued to charge toward Nine's son Demon Saint's face. Demon Saint Nine's son's gaze turned cold. Ling Xiao's unbridled attitude was the greatest insult to him. He let out a low roar and turned his fist into a claw. He grabbed Ling Xiao's ankle with one hand and pointed a finger at Ling Xiao's forehead with the other. His speed was as fast as lightning. Bang! Ling Xiao's toes turned slightly, and a powerful void barrier appeared. It collided with Nine's son Demon Saint's claw and exploded into dust. Ling Xiao suddenly changed his direction and avoided Nine's son Demon Saint's claw. He then kicked at Nine's son Demon Saint's heart. At the same time, Ling Xiao pointed at Nine's son Demon Saint. His finger was sparkling and resplendent, and it contained an immortal and mysterious energy fluctuation. Boom! The void trembled as Ling Xiao and Nine's son Demon Saint's fingers collided. Instantly, the void exploded, and 2 mysterious sound waves spread out. Demon Saint Nine's son felt a sharp pain in his finger. It was as though a numbing energy had spread throughout his body, causing his body to turn sluggish. At that moment, Ling Xiao's foot landed on Demon Saint Nine's son's chest, causing him to stagger. Kill! Nine's son Demon Saint's eyes were blazing with killing intent. The stronger Ling Xiao was, the more intense his killing intent became. Ling Xiao was only a 9th revolution half-saint, but he could already fight him. His physical body was even stronger than his. If Ling Xiao broke through to the 3rd stage of the heaven-treading realm, wouldn't he be able to crush him? Nine's son Demon Saint couldn't accept that. Moreover, Ling Xiao had said that he didn't mind turning the demon saint's holy city into a chaos city. This had touched 9 Sun Demon Saints' reverse scale. Therefore, his killing intent towards Ling Xiao was almost tangible. 9 Sun Demon Saint knew some secrets, so he had to nip them in the bud before the danger came. And Ling Xiao made him feel a sense of danger. Boom! 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 9 Sun Demon Saint's terrifying aura rose. His strength became even more terrifying. The Cheong Qi beast also appeared in the void, causing his strength to multiply. 9 Sun Demon Saint's attacks became fiercer and fiercer. Each of his attacks contained the power to destroy heaven and earth. He kept attacking Ling Xiao's vital points. However, Ling Xiao was extremely calm. His expression was indifferent, but his speed was as fast as lightning. He used the secret teleportation technique that contained the Great Tao. Even 9 Sun Demon Saint found it difficult to lock onto Ling Xiao's aura. Rumble. Ling Xiao carried the momentum of heaven and earth. The more he fought, the fiercer he became. His body was surrounded by chaotic mist. Each of his punches contained all of his strength. They were extremely fierce and overbearing. It was as if they could shatter heaven and earth, break the chaos, and create a perfect macro world. No matter how 9 Sun Demon Saint attacked, he couldn't suppress Ling Xiao. He was gradually at a disadvantage. He was suppressed by Ling Xiao's invincible Heavenly Emperor Fist. Even 9 Sun Demon Saint is no match for Long Outyen. How is this possible? Everyone was shocked. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. Who was 9 Sun Demon Saint? Chapter 2146. No one thought that Ling Xiao would be a match for Demon Saint 9 Sunday. Some even thought that Demon Saint 9 Sun would be able to suppress Ling Xiao as soon as he attacked. Is this guy really going to follow the example of those people and kill the enforcers and guardians to turn the monster holy city into a chaos city? Feng Qingyang's eyes widened as he laughed bitterly. If Ling Xiao had told him that he could kill the enforcers and guardians and turn the monster holy city into a chaos city, he would have mocked Ling Xiao. However, the scene in front of him had shaken him. He was getting more and more curious. Ling Xiao seemed to have no limits. No matter what kind of opponent he faced, he would become stronger and stronger. Long Outyen's physical body is just a little stronger. Demon Saint 9 Sun hasn't really attacked yet. He's just testing his physical body. When Demon Saint 9 Sun attacks, he won't even need to mobilize the power of the monster holy city to kill Long Outyen. The reincarnation saint sneered coldly. From the moment he killed the enforcers, he was destined to die today. The heavenly demon young master said coldly. He had been in the monster holy city for a long time and naturally knew how powerful Demon Saint 9 Sun was. Even if he had many life-saving methods and trump cards, he still had no chance of winning against Demon Saint 9 Sunday. Although he was also shocked that Ling Xiao had such a strong physical body, he still believed that the result could not be changed. Ling Xiao would definitely be defeated. Real power. Everyone was shocked when they heard the reincarnation saint and the heavenly demon young master's words. How could Demon Saint 9 Sun be so weak when he was able to control the monster holy city and control the lives of hundreds of millions of people? Perhaps it was just as the reincarnation saint and the heavenly demon young master had said. Demon Saint 9 Sun had not unleashed his real power. Rumble. As if to prove everyone's thoughts, Demon Saint 9 Sun's terrifying aura rose. In an instant, endless flames spread out in the void. Long Outyen, I have to admit that your physical body is very strong. Perhaps you are talented in the path of body refinement. However, you don't know what real power is. Today, I will let you know the reason for your death. 9 Sun Demon Saint's boundless aura erupted from his body. The blazing flames twisted like lightning, forming an incomparably mysterious scene. Demon Saint 9 Sun's black hair fluttered in the wind. Dazzling suns began to appear around him. Each sun was as large as a mountain. A total of 9 suns floated in the void, filling up the entire sky. It was as though they could burn everything in the world. The spectators could feel the terrifying aura emanating from Demon Saint Nine Sun's body. Their faces paled, and their eyes were filled with awe and respect. Demon Saint Nine Sun was finally going all out. Noisy. Let's fight. Let's fight. Ling Xiao sneered. The dragon's might around him was vast and boundless. Golden light exploded. His aura was like a rainbow, and his fist was like a dragon. He took the initiative to attack Demon Saint Nine Sun. Ling Xiao's blood was boiling. The battle with Demon Saint Nine Sun had made him feel extremely pressured. However, the more pressured he was, the more his fighting spirit was stimulated. Ling Xiao could feel that every particle in his body was excited. His blood was boiling, and his bones were undergoing a mysterious change. His physical body emitted a chaotic and immortal luster. His primordial spirit was crystal clear. The true meaning of the great Tao in his body was unparalleled. His heart force seemed to be able to cover the entire chaotic ancient land. Unknowingly, Ling Xiao's aura had risen to the peak. His aura had become perfect and flawless. He only needed an opportunity to break through his limits and enter another mysterious realm. This was a kind of enlightenment that allowed Ling Xiao to feel the direction of his breakthrough. There was no way to describe it with words, but Ling Xiao knew that if he missed this opportunity, it would take a long time for him to break through again. Therefore, he took the initiative to attack. Rumble. The mighty fist print was filled with chaotic light. It formed the shadow of a golden divine dragon. It was ferocious and domineering. It seemed to be able to devour everything. This fist had come to life. It vaguely felt like a living divine dragon. However, it also felt like a vast and all-encompassing world. Ling Xiao used the secret skill of the ancestral dragon and the heaven-devouring secret skill as the foundation to fully activate the power of the Heavenly Emperor's fist. The 108,000 pores on Ling Xiao's body seemed to spurt out endless divine light at the same time. It was as if 108,000 true dragons were roaring at the same time. This allowed Ling Xiao to accumulate an unparalleled aura that could suppress everything. It sounded difficult, but in fact, it happened in a split second. A vast aura had already pressed down on Demon Saint Nine Sun. What? Demon Saint Nine Sun's face changed. He did not expect Ling Xiao to be able to unleash such a powerful force. This was a kind of understanding of the great Tao and the use of the heavenly Tao. This was true strength. Borrowing the power of heaven and earth to destroy everything. It was impossible for him to dodge. Furthermore, with Demon Saint Nine Sun's dignity, he could not allow him to dodge. He had to face this attack head-on. Roar! A vast and mysterious roar erupted from Demon Saint Nine Sun's mouth. It was as if he was the first demonic beast in ancient times. He was shouting and cheering endlessly. That was the gratitude and excitement for life. It contained the most fundamental true meaning of the great Tao. One sun after another appeared around Demon Saint Nine Sun's body, and they seemed to stack together in an instant. 9 mysterious flames fused together, exuding a destructive power fluctuation. He pushed the 9 dazzling suns horizontally. It was as if he was the supreme ruler of this part of the world. He swept across the sky and pressed down on Ling Xiao. This is the 9 suns world devastating heavenly skill. The heavenly demon young master's body shook. His eyes revealed a trace of seriousness. The 9 suns world devastating heavenly skill could be said to be Demon Saint Nine Sun's most powerful force. It contained the true meaning of the great Tao of annihilation. It was extremely terrifying. He did not expect Ling Xiao to be able to force the 9 suns world devastating heavenly skill to use. The suns were all formed by the true meaning of the great Tao. They could burn the heavens and destroy the earth. They could also destroy a person's life force and primordial spirit. It was Demon Saint Nine Sun's most powerful move. Even Ling Xiao could feel the dangerous aura contained in the 9 suns. Kill! Ling Xiao roared. His eyes were extremely sharp, and there was an incomparably resolute look in his eyes. A terrifying murderous aura rose from his body, and his vast fist collided with Demon Saint Nine Suns. Rumble.